Let's see. Right. Let me see if I can do this. I don't want that. Hey, everybody. Let me try to set up. Let me see. Let's see. Hey, everybody. I am waiting for Aisha and Ricky. We are going to talk about the perfect match tonight, y'all. Yeah, so y'all asked me some questions, comments. We kind of got a thing of what we're going to talk about tonight, but y'all, we're going to have some open dialogue at the end. So please send your questions in at the end. We're going to talk. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? Good. Slightly nauseous today, but we are going to get this live going as soon as Ricky and Aisha join. Invitation sent. Let's see. Ricky, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me turn on my camera.
Hey.
Hi.
We are on live today. What a great day. I am a little bit nauseous today, y'all. Ricky. So if
Why?
I leave the camera, I honestly think it was the crumble cookie I had today.
Crumbled cookies is disgusting. I don't know why people like it and eat it. I'm like, I had it one time. I was like, it's gross.
Like I really tried. Like today, I had the cake, the brownie, the fudge brownie one, and like it was good because I was like, oh, like it's fudgy like a regular brownie, but I really think it kind of made me sick. No offense.
See?
I try to patronize, and but it looked so good. It was a very good cookie, but that cookie it just I don't think it agreed with me. So
It tastes
I'm not
like
feeling my
cake
bad.
batter. Hate it.
And then like they be so like underdone,
Yes.
and like
That's
it's
like
so.
thick.
And then it's so funny because I'm in a crumble group on Facebook, and those people are so committed. What's up, Malik? Those people are so committed to
Loving the cookies.
yes, and then they complain, and I'm like, dang, and like I'm like, dang, like these people are really committed. Like they'll come on there with their problems. Like sometimes, like I remember one time somebody was like, they only put because it was a key lime pie cookie, so they put half a wedge. Like they put they put a fourth of a wedge instead of a half a wedge. And somebody was like, should I go back and complain? And I'm like, there's like people like that in the group.
Yeah. No. I had it one time and I was like, and I had it because of the hype around it. Oh, these bomb, like everyone's always talking about them. And then I was like pleasantly unsurprised. I was like, I'll never again. I had it one time. I was like, this tastes like dough. And I got like a underdone one. So I like tried another one and I was like, okay, no, this is just
And like I have to give it from like me being a marketing major, I love their marketing. Like marketing hands down. Like the drops on because they drop every Sunday at 8 p.m. They drop the new flavors. So I send them to my friends, like the flavors of the week to my friends. And my friends are always like, I hate crumble, but I'm gonna send them like I always send them the flavor of the week because it's so creative in me. Yeah. And like the fact that they're able to like interchange those flavors so quickly to like is really I'm amazed by it. Like it's very quick. And we just got a store because I had to go to I had to go like 45 minutes. Like, so if I went to like Lexington, I would have to like, if I went to Lexington, I would get it. But
crumble is great. See, some people like it. I think it's gross.
Like, and I was like, and I would have to go. So if I went to Lexington to get something done, I would get crumble. But honestly, like it's like, but now it's like how far is it? It's like a good 10-minute drive now, so I can have it, and that's why I had it today.
Yeah, there's more. Is Aisha? Oh, there she goes.
Oh, she's here. Hey, Aisha.
Hi, girl.
We're getting the crowd warmed up. I was talking about like I'm so nauseous, and I think it was the crumble cookie I had.
Oh, I thought you meant like excitement to talk about this.
Like no, like I think I'm not feeling my best. Like I was like stomach rumbling, and like my friends told me not to eat it, but like I really wanted it, and it was a great cookie. But I just don't feel my best.
Well, in like every black person before you, have you gone to find some ginger ale or some
I need to get some
saltines?
because I only have the cranberry ginger ale, and I really need to go get a regular one. So I might have to send my sister out to give me some. Um, But like I was telling Ricky, like I love their marketing. Like their marketing is the best marketing for a company, and like the fact they interchange the flavors every week, I love it. Like I have to give them that.
Well, I mean, your stomach hurts, so don't give them too much.
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
In
And
honor of this conversation, I have the horrendous kind of glasses they use.
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking just some like bubble rosé.
Okay, I'm not a
Hashtag
rose
not sponsored, y'all.
person.
It could be though.
It could be. Also, shout out to the graphic.
Shout out to the. Oh my gosh! You know what? I'm slipping. I should have had that as my background.
I
Oh,
don't
you're
know how
good.
to my background, so when I seen it as Robert, like that's really cool, but I have no idea how to do it.
Like I had to
Oh,
hit the
it's
thing. I
so
don't know. It
good.
was very interesting. So like I said, we're gonna go with it today just to see what it. But y'all, we have talks all week. We talked last week and we talked this week, and y'all, we are ready to talk about the perfect match. So make sure if you're in this live, make sure you like the live. We're trying to get some people on here. Like the live, and we really gonna start. This week we got a little bit more of agenda because we usually go unhinged and we like talk about everything. But make sure y'all send in questions because we're going to be answering some questions on like how y'all feel at the end. So be sending those in, and we'll take mental notes of like what a lot of people are asking. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we're gonna honestly just each of us is going to give like our overall opinion about the show. So you can go first, Ricky, if you want to.
Oh, okay. Well, so I'm not gonna lie, the show had me in a chokehold. Like I really like was there for the drama. Did I think that like, oh, everyone's here for love and we're gonna find true love and we're gonna see some like extreme competitions? No, I was there for the tea and the drama and the messiness of it. So I feel in that aspect, like my needs were met, like it's drama, it's tea, it's messy, but I do feel like, it could have been better and they missed the mark in a lot of ways. But drama wise and tea wise, I feel like for trashy reality TV, I feel like, okay, yeah, okay.
It sucked me in. Like at first, I wasn't gonna watch just because Love Is Blind was so bad. Like it just made me kind of bothered, and I was just like, I'm not giving them any more of my viewership for a while. But then the first few episodes were entertaining, and I think they dropped the ball towards the middle to end. I just started fast forwarding through, and they had so much potential, and they have people who are there wanting to be reality stars, but I just don't think they found the right rhythm yet. So I would give it another chance, but I have a lot of notes for how they need to improve.
And like overall, I thought it was like very entertaining, like to watch, like because the first few episodes, I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of boring. Like I really took the time because if y'all know, like I really try to like watch the show. If I'm talking about a show, I really try to watch it the day of to at least get you something before that night or the next day. But y'all, this literally took me like 2 days to actually like get into it. Like the first day I did it, I watched like one episode and then like I was like, okay, I'm falling asleep. Then I watched the next one and I was trying to like kind of build it. But like let's see, 5 through 8 was so good. Like they really captured me in. And then let me see. And then the last few episodes were really good. The ending I didn't really like as much. I thought it could have been a little bit better. Um but I honestly overall I really enjoyed the show. So that's kind of my things. And I was like, kind of what are y'all like y'all favorite and least favorite moments of the show?
Can we just agree though that like, okay, let me just that can we agree? From my basis in this conversation, I'm coming from the standpoint that nobody was really coming there looking for love.
Mm-hmm.
So because I was not expecting any of these couples to really. I'm treating it like I went on vacation and hooked up with someone and it was a vibe. So I wanted more competition, more shade, more mess. Like I wanted them to be unapologetic about it. I think that Savannah should have stayed longer because she understood the assignment and she was there trying to make it entertaining. I think Chase was there to be messy and make it entertaining. I think that the producers prioritizing Francesca over everybody else kind of tanked the show, to be honest, because you got to spread it out. You can't have everybody just rooting for this one person in production. She was just such a heavy favorite from the network. It's kind of annoying as a viewer.
Yeah, I think after watching some of some of the playback and some of the comments from people, you can definitely tell that they definitely edited for her to be the it girl. Which, I mean, if they were gonna do that editing for her, then they should have just made it a dating show strictly for her. I feel like.
Hey, I was gonna say, do you guys think that maybe Netflix is in the works for a show for her? Because that's the vibe I got. I said they're pushing her so much that maybe they're not a dating show because we all know she's in a relationship, but a show.
Oh, for sure. This is the third show she's been on for Netflix. She was on Too Hot to Handle. They brought her into Love is Blind season 2 with Damien and Giannina. And that was awkward because I had never seen Too Hot to Handle. And now they're bringing her back. The same thing with Chloe, except Chloe's likable. Yeah. So Chloe is someone you don't mind rooting for. She's kind of like a lovable character. Francesca came in saying she wanted to be a likable villain, and then they edited out all of her likable parts and just kept her villain. So I just wish that they didn't come in being such characters and they were a little bit more themselves, because then you get something to connect with.
Yeah.
And I think my problem was, the biggest thing was it just didn't seem. Maybe it's because but I really didn't like that most people had a connection already, because I feel like that kind of deterred some of the things.
I like that though. You didn't that they had already been in each other's DMs. Half of them slept together.
No, because I felt like it hindered some of the interaction, because for example, Carousel and Joey, I wish they would have probably explored more dating options. Personally,
who would have chose Joey though? For real, be for real right now. Who do you think?
Francesca.
It's nice to dream. It's nice to dream.
I forgot they hooked up. Yeah. That is real.
And I was and I think that with a competition, and I honestly think it should have been more people. When it comes to Love is Blind people, I think it should have been people that were in the pods that did make it to the engagement, because I would think that would have kind of would have built up a little something. More people
they tried to get them though. Natalie came out and said that they had reached out to her too for casting, but a lot of the women turned it down. So I think that's why, and by no means this is not disrespect to to Colony or to Anne Sophie from Selling Tampa, but I think that the fact that Netflix is having to go to Selling Tampa to find characters for a dating show, to me, this is kind of beneath Anne Sophie and Colony, and I was kind of shocked they did it. I'm this is kind of bad for your brand, and they didn't even get anything out of it. They can afford a vacation. So Netflix should have, the women that Netflix is casting on dating romance shows don't want to do this shit.
And I will say, I feel like a lot of people did not watch. The only thing I liked about this was I feel like a lot of people didn't watch Selling Tampa, because I feel like most people. No. Why you have to laugh? It's so serious. I don't really feel like a lot of people watched Selling Tampa, because honestly, I watched it because I was watching Selling Sunset and all those at the time when it dropped. So I was okay, I'll watch it because it's all black cast, and I honestly don't feel like enough people watch it, because let's be honest with you, there's not a lot of predominantly black shows on Netflix. So
they weren't selling any houses, and the real estate in Tampa was ugly. It was not
the houses were terrible. So I don't, but I feel like this opportunity was to kind of show them, and I enjoyed that part of being able to show them, but I just don't feel like they kind of put people they kind of didn't put people in there that would connect to them, because in this show I don't feel like you could, excuse me, if you got to have people that want to date diverse, and that was kind of my thing, is I feel like a lot of these people didn't want to give that opportunity or a chance.
They should have forced them together. I kind of like the producers just saying, you had said this before in a DM, if they would have had a compatibility expert or something, Married at First Sight, but not even that deep. just partner them up and force them to be together, I think that would have been more entertaining, because when they got there, they already knew who they wanted.
Exactly. And it kind of got boring to the fact that like these people are already these people are already together and have history. So it's just like, why would they want to give anybody else an opportunity if like they still have love for a certain person?
I have a question. Do you guys think they knew that they weren't going to get any money? Or do you think was this?
I think so. Like I really don't, because like the way they did it, like they didn't make it seem like there was no prize. Like I really thought it was.
Are you
like
sure? Did you ever rewatch the beginning? I meant to do that before this.
Oh, prize, and
there was like no mention of anything.
Monetary prize, because obviously we know now with which we'll get to, the Georgia and Dom, that because they didn't take their trip, they were trying to negotiate on a price because they didn't take their trip.
And like,
I wonder if the cast knew that, because I feel like they all went in with a strategy. Joey's strategy was like, I'm gonna hook onto this girl who, I like her, and I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. Which if I was in that situation, I would do the exact same thing, because it's a good.
I would have been streaky to the end, because a free trip. But I honestly don't think they knew about the free trip.
Not if you're winning a vacation. It's like, we're on a vacation. What the hell do we need a vacation?
Right. They're on a vacation. I honestly at first I didn't like Nick. Sorry, I'm all over the place. This isn't even the question you asked, but like the character that I did not like immediately, because I didn't do like in the moment videos, and it was Nick. Initially he was so icky, and then by the end I really liked him. And I wish Nick and Savannah stuck together and he wasn't so wishy-washy, because I think they could have won if they really navigated that crew.
But you know what? I do think that they got paid per episode, like how they do with all.
I don't think they did.
You don't think they did?
Well, maybe let me Google real quick while we're on here.
Because I don't think because
that would make sense, wanting to get to the end, because then you get the most money each episode that you're on. But like,
I think Netflix pays. True. I think Netflix, do they pay per episode? Because I thought they paid per like period. Because like I thought somebody said like Love Is Blind, they only made like $8,000.
Yeah, but only if you stay till the end. Like the longer you stay, the more money you get. So if that's the same, what they were going for in this show, then it makes sense to say, hey, strategize and let's make it to the end. So
that's what folks are saying in the comments. They're saying that they thought Savannah said she got paid the same regardless, and they get a stipend.
Oh, well.
Because if you think about it, they had to keep them for filming. They kept them in the country even after they left, because they still brought them back.
Yeah.
And the fact that this process took because it was like a good month, a little month, less than a month. Because I feel like it was like a good 25 days they were there. Like the whole experience was 25 days, if I'm not mistaken. But like I don't know. Like I don't know. Like when I found out they didn't make as much money, I was very like shocked. And then they were talking about that $5,000 like each. When they were talking about that, I was like, that's very cheap. That's very cheap. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I would make myself look like a fool on TV for less than 10 grand.
Well, you halfway there. That's not. I mean, they got the 5.
Like a 10 grand. Like I would have to hit like double, like the double digits in the thousands. Because like,
wait, I have a question though for you, because this is like petty, and this is so we're trying to be better, and we're not clowning people because of how they look, but I'm gonna talk about their clothes, because that's not something they're born with. They chose that. Yeah. So when I was watching with Mike, he was like, how come everyone keeps clowning Calvin in his suit when he was talking about he was talking about Dom's pants. And so I need to like go back and see what they look like, but Dom, like the clothes that these people were wearing.
And it's just like,
did they not tell them it's Panama?
And there's like I think there's like no production budget when it comes to like clothing. Like all these people are like really shopping on Shein. Like we've obviously seen like, like when they was talking about like the reunions and stuff, like, cause I remember somebody asked the question, like, for example, I think it was the Ultimatum. They asked like, oh, like somebody made a comment about what somebody was wearing. And it was like, oh, we bought our own clothes. And I was like, oh, wow. So like, I feel like everything like everything that was there was like what they brought, but like Calvin.
But they didn't tell them that you're gonna be in a hot ass city, like you're coming to Panama. It's hot here. It's summer. It's humid. He had on a suit.
That was that, and I was just like, you like a vest, like it was very hot out there, and I'm just like, you couldn't have like a little like a linen shirt, like a linen pants set or something, like a little.
I love Diamond, but her too. Like,
wait, say that again.
I said I love Diamond, but her outfits looked a hot ass mess too.
But her hair looked the best. Okay, I know that. I'm gonna just say this as a Black woman. If I like production. If I was on that production team, I would have told all of these Black women that this is the climate and to prep their hair, because when you're going into a production situation, you just have to be worried about how you look 360. And I felt like they did the Black women with their hair a disservice, but Diamond showed up with her hair at least meant for the climate. So
the curly look, but in her shots where she was doing her interviews, like really.
Yeah, Diamond still wins for me. Like, I think she's the most slept on woman that was on that show, because she's so natural and fun, and she came in there as a fucking breath of fresh air. I want the network to see value in her and to do something around her or include her in a more intentional way where these men aren't playing in her face. I thought Will was maybe going to go for her for a second, and then he flipped real quick.
I thought so too. Like, when I watched it, I was like, oh, like maybe I see something between them. And then I was like, oh.
I wanted it too bad because he was thick. I was like,
I did too. Oh. I was like, wow. Like, I was like, maybe it's just like the energy or something. I was like, oh, like maybe like, it's good. But I was like, no, like at the end, it was just kind of like.
We were so tired because she's the last Black girl to come through. We were just hoping.
Yeah.
We were like
hoping and praying.
A lot of people saying they want to talk about, which Aisha, I know you wanted to talk about this, like how the Black women were done on the show. I don't know if we have time to get into that, but I see a lot of people in the comments that want.
I'm gonna set a timer for myself, but I'm gonna let y'all kick it off.
I'm gonna let you go, Ricky, because I'm still. Because y'all, we're about to, and like, because we're about to move into the whole like diversity situation on like kind of what we feel about it in general. Make sure you're liking the live. Let's get this engagement up. Let's get to 1,000 likes. But you can go ahead, Ricky. I'll let you.
Well, Jillian agrees with me about Diamond's hair and her outfit, so I'll just start. But I mean, I think like there was obviously something to talk about if so many people noticed it. Like, it's like when it happened one time, like, okay, like, Anne Sophie getting stuck. That was like the first, like, like she's gorgeous. Why would she be stuck with Zay? And I was really confused. I thought Zay liked Black. You know what I mean? Like, on his season of The Ultimatum, his girlfriend was a light-skinned Black woman, but the girl that he flipped with she was still lighter skin. She actually, but she was more brown skin. So I thought that they would have been a good match. So when I seen her go like, oh, like she's like the last pick of the litter, I was like, oh, that's weird. Hot, but okay, I would have picked her, and then it's like it kept continuously happening where like the Black women were getting used to get in the house, not only the Black women, but Savannah too, like used to like get in the house and like, ooh, I'm gonna pretend to like you, but then I'm gonna hop to the first white person I see. Like, I like that didn't sit well with me, and I think they got done dirty, but I also think that the women that they chose for the show, like, they were too badass. They were too like boss bitch. They were too, too grown women to even be linked with any of these children. Like, I think all of the men on the show were like between like 22 and like 25. And it's like, they were like 30. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there weren't any realistic matches for them. Even if the show was for fun, there was no one even there for them to have fun with. And there were no men there that liked Black women.
Everything you said, I think that like I like escapism TV. I like reality TV. I like being able to watch it like everyone else and feel like it's fun. And watching this series as a Black woman became not fun and not enjoyable because it was so blatant, the tokenization that the production team did of tokenizing these Black women and not casting men who were interested in Black women and then using them up just for the sake of having diversity, and then like discarding them. These women are coming there for a fucking day. When Diamond was leaving and Dom yelled out to her, "Queen, know your worth," I still have that video in my phone. I need to make a video about it. But I was just like, it feels like we're being gaslit, and just don't even put us on the show. Like, I think that they're, and we're starting with Black folks being used up and discarded, but we can say the same thing about Savannah. There was no diversity with the men. The Black men they had were, I think they could have like got rid of a few of them and brought in someone who's Asian, bring in someone who's Latin, like let's bring in someone who's Indian, like let's actually add some diversity to the cast, because then you get a variety in what men want and what women want. But it was just not fun anymore. After seeing the next Black girl come and no one want her, and even the prejudice, or I should say even the biases on the cast of like them putting the Black people together in that boardroom.
Yeah, like that. Like, stop assuming that Black looks good together and you just think
they look so good together. They're a match. It's like,
it's very tiring. And I will say this, like, I always go back and forth with this, and like even with other shows, I always go back and forth because like I'm on the fence between like I want diversity in these shows, and like I don't want Black people to make a fool of themselves. And honestly, I feel like they casted for Black women, just that. I feel like they casted women that know their worth and like are very serious business women.
They needed more Izzy's. They needed like, more Izzy.
Izzy was like
more
Izzy,
22-year-old party girls.
And I'm not really trying to like call Izzy out, but let's be honest with you, she was a little bit faster with what's his name, Nick. And like, you know, very like, oh, like, you know, kissing and stuff like that. And
what do you mean
like,
faster? Robert,
nobody else was kissing. Like nobody else was like kissing. Like the Black women were like very much engaged, trying to get a conversation. Izzy was very much. It seemed like she was looking for more of a physical attraction. Like, oh, kiss. Like
Izzy came in treating it like it should have been treated. This is a show where imagine you're on spring break hooking up. Izzy is 22.
And that's what I enjoy. But the thing is, like, you can't cast certain women because the thing about it is, like, Anne Sophie, Colony, Diamond. These are women who are established. Like, you can't bring them on the show like where fun's and games. These women are not looking for fun and games. Like, these women are at the point where you know they want something serious. So like, it's just
they
like
may want a fun and game too, but not from Bartise. Like, you got to have a certain threshold to fuck around and have a good time. Like Bartise. You don't want that on your body count. It's not even worth it. Look at him. He is like a clown. And he's an asshole. He's a narcissist and he gaslights people. This show made me a super, like super anti him more than I was with Nancy.
Yeah.
He just really looked bad. And like, it was a few instances of him doing this. Like, I truly I was like, why are we continuing to have him on programs? Like, Netflix, please let this be the last time we see this man on camera. Because it's just like, I don't know, like I felt like it was just very disrespectful, like the way he tried to throw that in Ina's face, like, oh, like I built you up and for you to do this to me, like.
How did you feel when he said that? When he said that to her?
It was very off-putting because like I feel like as a man, first of all, you did not build her. Like, it was one day. Like, it was a one-day difference. Granted, Ines was going through, like, her personal thing, like, her feeling like, maybe this really ain't for me. And Bartise, came, it might be potential there. But to be like, I built you up, like, I didn't like that comment coming from him. It was just very, like, I understand your ego is hurt, but, like, for you to down her like that when it was
He came off of Nancy, and he came in that show, and I was glad those women checked that shit. Because Inez checked it, and then who was this? And Abby,
and then I really didn't like Abby because first of all, Abby, if you're watching this, I will fly to you. But I didn't like it because the thing about it is I didn't like the way he brought a private conversation that he had with her in the room that night, because I think it was something along the lines of Abby said she didn't want to have sex there or on camera because she didn't want her mom or her sister to see that. And I feel like that's a thing, that's a very respectable thing, but for you to be like throwing that back in her face like, oh, this is what you saying, like this is not why it's working out because she's mad. No, like I just didn't feel like that was right to do. And I just feel like how can y'all continue to like somebody like this, like who's intentionally, I feel like intentionally hurting these females because his pride is hurt.
Right. I feel like Bart I think Netflix thinks we love to hate him when in reality we just hate him, because I think that Francesca and Chase, they went in there to be the villain. They wanted to be the villain, but Bart, I feel like that is really who he is. I don't believe that character, and if he is, then he needs a fucking Oscar, because I feel like this is truly who you are. You are a piece of shit human, and we've seen it once on Love is Blind, and then we've seen it's consistent, so I just feel like I hate him too. Like, if I seen him in public, I would like throw him the bird for sure, because I've never like hated somebody so much that I don't know. But I just feel like you're a real life asshole. Like, this is who you are.
And you're too old to be like, you're too old to be doing that stuff. It's just like, it's a certain age where you have to learn how to like express your feelings. And I feel like he gets to this point where he gaslights. Same thing happened with Nancy on After the Altar. Nancy said she didn't want to be his friend anymore, and then he kind of got, you're gonna let your family, your friends tell you like how to, like, who you should have as friends and stuff like that. And like, you honestly have to get a hold of that, because that's not anything you should be going to. And like, you're closer to 30 than 18. So like, it's honestly time to stop playing child.
Robert, I love how much you round up, because he's like 26 and you're like, sir, you are 30 years old.
He's closer to there.
You're closer to 30s.
Wait, so someone said in the comments that they were hoping that Bartise would redeem himself in a way, and I just want to point out the timeline that Bartise, so Love is Blind season 2 and 3 filmed almost at the exact same time. So Shane, so season 2 was just starting to really air when they went on this trip, but nobody knew Bartise yet, and Bartise had not had a chance to like be held accountable or have an audience reaction to him. So I think he went into this show feeling like riding the wave of all the behind the scenes energy of Love is Blind season 3 without catching any of the smoke.
Right. And then think like a handsome Black man, so let's cast him for this new like dating show. But I despise Bartise. Like, I hate him.
What did y'all think about Chase?
I hate him
too. I like Chase, surprisingly. Like, I was a fan of Chase. Like, honestly, I felt like he was one of the people who came in strategically thinking.
Chase came in with a girlfriend too, so he's one of the people who came in with a partner.
And like, I feel like he was very strategic, and I thought that's what the game was for. Like, I really thought that was the TV. Like, let's be strategic. I'm going to stay here another week because like, I want to go on another date. And I feel like now the only thing I will say, I was like, Chase, you bust up your spot when he got the episode he got sent home, because he was like, oh, let's connect this week, and then like, I could potentially be on another date next week. Now that's where I think he messed up. But like, he played the game smart. Like, when he gave Carousel that one for the kids, like, I'm not going to say it was right, but he was definitely thinking with his head. And like,
what did you think about him though when he said that he was B-list, A-list, or whatever?
Now I feel like that was a little bit of delusion, because I'm gonna be like, I don't feel like any Netflix person for real, like anybody that's come off the show is an A-list. Like, I think they're a good C-list.
Like, Nick Lachey is not even A-list.
He's not. Like Francesca is very C-list. Like,
No, D. Like, you guys are giving them way too high subscription. Like, we got to back of the alphabet and then like work our way this way. Like, starting at Z, because let's be real, if this show wouldn't have came, like, who would fucking remember Chase? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and none of these people are like, honestly, like it's like there's like nobody I can think of. Like, these are Netflix celebrities. Like, nobody has. I really haven't seen anybody on these show platforms. The only people I can say are good B-list celebrities are Lauren and Cameron, because they actually got celebrity followers. Like, they're like, deals, and like, they act like, they got a bunch of followers from people like, celebrities. Yeah. So I would give them the satisfaction of saying B-list celebrities for them.
Did y'all watch Chase on his show? Was he on Too Hot to Handle?
On Too Hot to Handle. But honestly, like, he's not memorable. Like, I couldn't tell you, like,
he was Roach Boy.
A roach flew on his face while he was trying to have a serious conversation. I think he made it to the end. I don't remember. So he wasn't memorable. So I back into the perfect match, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck shit up.
And I was very embarrassed, because like, when I tell you I did not know all of these people on this show. I only knew the people from The Ultimatum and The Love is Blind, because those are the only shows I watched. Now, I didn't know Francesca, because I did watch the full season of Too Hot to Handle, that the first season. I did watch it, but I never seen anything after. So a lot of people I did not know. Like, I did not know Joey. I did not know Carousel, because I never seen Sexy Beast. I did know she followed me, but I did not know that was her, y'all. That's very funny to me, because I would see her comment and stuff, and I see like, it said like Sexy Beats Netflix, but I never really saw it. And then kind of when I put out the video about the promo, she's like, I can't wait to watch it. And I was like, wait a minute, that's her on that promo right there. Like I really wasn't connecting that. Like I never knew. And then it was like a bunch of people I did not know. So I was just like I was
Same.
like,
I didn't know a lot of the people
I feel
either.
like I kind of had that thing of going in it blind because like a lot of these people had the opportunity to give their impression. Like I did nothing. I knew nothing about Chase. Like I knew nothing about Nick. I knew nothing about Savannah. So like I feel like I had the honest thing of like seeing the reaction, like no background about them. So like I feel like it's
the idea of like, because I've seen a lot of people comment that the show would have been better if they would have went in fresh cast of people that nobody knew and didn't come from other shows.
I think it should have been a good mix.
The production is too lazy. So for what they showed us, the production, I think, in my opinion, they wanted something that is low lift. They're not really paying them. It's just the cost of the vacation. And it's going to have an outsized impact of putting all of their Netflix like cast stars, not industry, but like their network reality stars on a show just to have them in our faces again and to remind us about who they are. I also think that Netflix is testing out how people react to people because they're trying to just create an ecosystem of reusing them. They're cheap labor. And they get to cast them in shows. To be real, and I think that if the like people on the shows want to be strategic, y'all need to find some shit of your own to promote on these shows because Netflix is milking you for everything they can. So at least be wearing your own company fucking shirt when you're on the show, or like wear your own hairline, or like please do something.
For her swimsuit line, and she was very real. Like I went on this show to promote my swimsuit line.
Wait, who was that?
Francesca. She literally said to wear her swimsuit line, and every swimsuit she had on in the show was from her line.
Oh,
now
I didn't know
that makes me like her more. Also, let me just say this: I was not a fan of Francesca on the show because I thought that they were doing too hard of a press to like prop her up. But after the show, I like how candid she's been in interviews. Also, the fact that Georgia just can't stay away from her leftovers. It's fucking giving me Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez vibes, where it's like. Now she's dating her ex, Harry. It's just like, it's just like weird. Georgia seemed like very docile on the show, but she seemed more of a snake in real life.
And then we're going to move on to the conversation. But before, we're going to take a quick pause. Make sure y'all like the live and follow me, y'all, because we trying to get to 10K over here. I'm trying to join this crew over here, 10K in the 10K plus club. But yeah, so if y'all did not notice that Dom and Georgia got into it on Instagram today, kind of what started is from, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, what kind of happened seemed like that when they did the Where Are You Now video, it kind of Dom made it seem like Dom said that he found out that Georgia was back with her ex, Harry, through the podcast, and that he did not know they were back together.
Harry is not Georgia's ex. He's Francesca's
ex. Yes, yeah. So they found they found. Oh, hold up. Oh my God, did she leave? Oh wait,
I think maybe she got a call or something.
She might have got a call.
Yes, we're going to dive into the Dom and Georgia drama that transpired today, and it is a lot. It is fucking messy.
Because I don't know if Harry did they say Harry and Georgia dated before?
No, they didn't. Because
they did not date, so it's fresh.
I watched the podcast. On the podcast, they confirmed that was the first time they were meeting in real life.
Okay, just wanted to clear that up because I thought they were exes too. That's from that was the perspective that I took it as. So anyway, so pretty much Georgia got on Instagram today and she did like a whole notes, like trying to clear the airtight message.
An iOS press release.
Very much. And because I'm pretty sure the NDAs are up because a lot of people have been talking lately. Also, I want to ask y'all a question after this because do y'all think Netflix will still hire these people after they've like told like kind of said like what production like kind of does? Because like I don't feel like that's a good look for production, but we can get to that later because I'm in the middle of the story. But and pretty much Georgia was like, I don't like how Dom's trying to make it seem like he's like not saying anything. He's not saying anything about this to me personally, but he could say it to the public. And like she was kind of saying, like I don't know how he got offended. He was with dinner with Ines, and then It was a bunch of stuff. I ain't gonna lie. It was like three sections of information that she was kind of putting out. And Dom went back and like copied every piece of stuff that like he had the factual proof to, put it at the top, and then put the receipt at the bottom. And when I tell you he ate her up with receipts, y'all, ate her up, like all three of us covered it. So y'all can go to our page to find the receipt, the screenshots if you want to. But it really like proved that it really made Georgia like a liar. I'm not even gonna hide.
She's the villain the whole time. It's like, she fooled me.
I kind of like SK. We're not looking at them.
In my video, like, don't be like SK girl, like take accountability, because he's coming with like receipts that we can't deny. And I think the big for me was that, I don't know if you guys seen it, was the last receipt he posted. I sent it to our group chat on Instagram. That
the video.
Harry said that he slept with Georgia the night they filmed the podcast. So he slept with Georgia, and Georgia already told us all, like, we have screenshots of her talking to Dom that night. You're telling this man you're at dinner with your management. You're telling this man that you don't have no service. And you told us all today in your statement that you went back to that hotel room after that podcast was filmed. So that means you went on that podcast, you fucked Harry, and then you hopped in Dom's bed. I don't know how you could come back from that.
And it was just like, and honestly, I feel like what Dom, like, I don't know if y'all saw anything else. I don't feel like Dom has really said anything else about it, unless I'm missing something. I haven't seen anything besides
he hadn't really been talking about it at all. So it was really weird that she like said that. And actually, he was on live maybe last night or the night before last with him and Zay, and there was some girl's reflection in the mirror, and I couldn't tell if it was Savannah or not. So if anyone else watched that live, who the fuck was that girl? Because I like did a screen record and was trying to like catch it real fast. But I wonder if Zay like got him hyped up, like, man, say some shit back to her. You know what I mean? Because I feel like Zay has more of that energy. Also, Zay had so much personality in that live. They were doing karaoke on TikTok, and I was like, sir, where the fuck was this?
It's like that. Like, where was this personality on the show? Because did you guys watch The Ultimatum? I don't feel like he had much personality.
He didn't. And like, I don't feel like he's one of those. I feel like, you know, it could be like very like camera awkward. Like when those people, like, you look at them on camera, but like on the outside, if they do anything personally that they're in control of, then they look like, you know, entertaining person. I feel like that was the same situation for somebody else. I'm not recalling, like, somebody else looked boring on camera, and then when they got on the, like personal stuff, they were very interesting.
There was someone on Love Is Blind who was like that. I can't remember who it was.
I think we're thinking about the same person. Like,
but they weren't that memorable because we don't remember them.
They can't be, but
I honestly think that it all transpired when the, you know, Where Are They Now came out, and like, you know, Dom said, I didn't know we were broken up till I heard this podcast, and Georgia knew, like, okay, that can't look good, girl. Like, why did he find out about y'all breakup on a podcast? So I think she released that statement trying to redeem herself or trying to explain herself. Like, why are you trying to pretend like you didn't know what was going on? And like, you know, we've been good. And then he dropped all the receipts. Like, but it's also like, if you did that, and then Dom said she ghosted him. Like, she ghosted him after they filmed that podcast, and he didn't know till a week later when it aired that I guess we're broken up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he was sounding so valid. He had all points, all facts when he was like, well, I'm gonna follow up with you and be like, I'm gonna follow up with you on this.
I would fool with you after you did this. Like, why would you think everything was gravy? Like, you go.
And it was just like, and I was just like, it kind of made her look worse. I would have personally never said nothing. She said Harry told her not to say anything, and I would have listened to Harry's instruction, because it just made her look bad, because she was just like, oh, like, all of a sudden you were with dinner with Ines, so like, why would you like say that we're like this? Like, he clearly said that we were productions.
Why do people go out of their way to not just say I'm sorry? Like, if like the power of just saying like, yeah, that's who I was in 2021, and I'm sorry that I hurt you. I wish you the best. Do you see what Harry? Okay, so I have not seen Harry in his show, so I don't know if he's trash. But when I saw how big he was, I was like, okay, girl, I'm not mad. You're chasing behind all of Francesca's leftovers. But the picture I saw of him, he was like grabbing like the waist of her pants, and I was like, okay, Georgia.
So from what I know about Harry, like, honestly, I watched his season. To me, he seemed like a goofy, doofy guy. He ends up bagging Francesca, right? Because she was like the hot it girl on her series. And then they end up winning relationship after. I think that's why they gained all of their followers, is because they had that like cute relationship.
Yeah.
They got engaged. And then they broke.
They were engaged?
Yeah, they got engaged. And then Harry, I hear though, is a massive cheater. Like he's known for like dating bad bitches and like he's a bad. I guess he's bad boy. He doesn't look like bad boy, but yeah, he's known for. But what's crazy is that on the podcast, she's literally telling him, "I like toxic men. I like guys that are gonna my life," and he's like, "Oh, me," you know.
And I'm pretty sure I think that's why Dom was truly upset. And like one of the screenshots they said was like she was kind of making it seem like she was making it seem like, oh, Dom knew about the podcast. Dom knew what I was talking about. Dom knew everything going with it. And he clearly stated that he knew there was a podcast, but he did not know that he was being like brought up in a sense, and he did not know like the title of it. It's kind of like what he was kind of reiterating.
When I saw them kissing, the vibes weren't there. So when I saw him kissing her, like the last episode, this is Dom and Georgia, I was just like, she don't look into it. And actually, that's the same feedback Francesca had given when he's kissing her. She doesn't feel anything, and you can tell when someone's in it. And so I think that she just felt safe with him. If you heard Francesca's podcast with Nick Viall, she said that they did not know they were going to be forced to sleep in the same room and share a room as their partner. And most of the cast didn't want that. So they were picking people they felt safe with. And I think Dom was a strategic choice to be with a guy who is going to respect you and you actually feel safe versus being in a room with Bartise.
Because we have to also have to remember that Georgia and Francesca were very close, very close. And I feel like Francesca probably was like, Dom's really cool. Like he hasn't tried to make a move on me. He hasn't really tried to be physical or anything. So I kind of think she kind of took that in perspective when she was kind of thinking like, oh, maybe we can match. I think she's taking that perspective. Like, he's gonna.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I feel like Inez was one of my top people on the show. I thought that she was just more mature and sophisticated than I mean, maybe it's just that she's French, but I don't want to over-index on her being othered and like exotic. Like it's not that. I just thought that she was mature. And I really liked her. And I thought she was pretty. And she's a little conservative, so maybe that's what it was, where she tends to lean serious. But I was shocked the way that men wanted her. Then once they got her, they were like, no, I'm good. A lot of the dudes did that.
And I honestly...
And I also heard that a lot of the men were turned off because she smokes. But a lot of the men, Nick said that that's why he like kind of didn't want to, because she smoked cigarettes.
I can understand that, but I think that's very like, I'm not trying to like stereotype, but I feel like that's Parisian culture that they like. I've seen, like from what I've seen, they smoke a lot.
Because that's a deal breaker for me.
Same. Cigarettes. I live in Seattle. We're green friendly, y'all.
But it's just like, I don't want that smoke on my clothes.
Or in your hair. Like, I'm sorry, I can't wash this for at least a few weeks. Like, please, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, well that changes things. Dom and Inez are dating now.
No, Dom.
They're not. He said he's single.
So that's what Georgia was putting out there, like, oh, you were at dinner with Inez, but he proved like, yes, I was at dinner with her, but it was a crew of us. It was a few of us, and I invited you. And she was like, and you guys are together now. And that's why Dom said
that she's like his little sister. And I'm going to say that's a red flag. Every guy who has ever called a woman his... Okay, so I know this is not about Vanderpump Rules, and we're not going to segue into Vanderpump Rules, but Tom Sandoval, they basically described Raquel as a little sister. I've never met a dude who called someone his little sister who he didn't fuck. As a friend.
I do call my friends like little sisters. But I don't want. But honestly, don't believe in being friends with somebody that you do possibly want to fuck. Like that's like, I hope my mom's not on here, because I saw her on here. I hope she did. But yeah, like I don't believe in being friends with somebody that you like have an immediate attraction to, like you potentially have that potential, because I just feel like that'll mess the friendship up, especially if I want to be close. But yeah, like with the way I saw Dom, I honestly believe it. I honestly believe it because I just felt like, he kind of took things serious, and you could tell, like, even when she like brought it up to him, you could tell, like, I don't feel like he had the same attraction that he had. Like the same attraction, like I don't feel like it was there. Like just the way he was interacting with her.
With who, Inez?
Yeah, I just didn't feel like it was any attraction there. So when he says it, I honestly believe that he means it. Like,
but
and I don't like that man like that. Like, he wasn't my favorite, but I believe him when he said that.
Yeah, and it's also the ultimate friend zone. Like, oh yeah, she's like my Liz. It's like, oh goddamn, I really don't have a chance.
But honestly,
I liked Inez so much.
And what I
one of my
respected,
favorites.
and like what I respected about her the most, I respect the fact that like she honestly knew she knew like she wasn't with nobody just for the just to stay. Like she was like, actually, I don't think there's nobody here for me. I will happily leave. Like, and I feel like that was the mentality every week. And I feel like, out of everybody that's being like serious, I feel like she was so serious. Like, she came there really wanting something and like want to develop something. And I feel like out of everybody, I feel like she was the epitome of the show. And I will say this because I feel like she took the opportunities to like actually talk and match with multiple people.
Yeah.
And she wasn't afraid of like going home one week. She was just like, it didn't work. If they don't pick me, then I'm fine going home. And I feel like, if we had more people with that same attitude, the show could have been very much
just a few more people, because she's almost too evolved and mature where you need a few ridiculous petty people who are gonna spiral because someone else picked someone else in 3 days. And Inez was like, you all realize we're here for this, and if they had that connection, why would I get in the way? She's like how you want to be in real life. Like, Inez is a real life person.
Yeah,
and I just
you
don't
need
think
people who are ridiculous.
I just don't like maybe not the show, but I don't feel like this was the cast for her to find who she wanted to like. I just
probably that going in, she probably was like, this sounds cool, and like maybe I'll find someone. And I feel like she was the only one. Everyone else was like, this sounds cool. I get some camera time. Like,
what did you think of Shane and Chloe?
Shane,
I was really trying my hardest to root for Shane. I really thought he had like, changed the new leaf. Like, he was like, oh, like, he was very developed in the front. Like, I will say, like, he was a little bit more likable in the front. I'm thinking maybe he changed his way, but the way he would just get mad again, and I'm just like, Shane, like, you done known this girl 3 days. Like, cause like when he got mad, let's see, the first time he got mad was it the kissing situation he got mad, or was it at Ines?
He was mad at everything.
He was mad at Izzy for kissing Nick. That was like the first.
And then he got mad at Chloe because like she kissed her ex. Now that one, I will admit, he did have a reason to get mad. And when that water fell on him, he should have went up there and whooped. I ain't gonna lie, that would have been my 13th reason. I would have had to just burn the resort down, because like you so disrespectful to like.
Did you see how fast he popped up? You could tell he was so
like he
mad.
was irritated. I was like,
and then he almost fell. Like that made it even worse. Like he almost.
Like he was sick, and I was like that. And then like the whole conversation, honestly, I feel like the whole conversation, at the end they got into it like episode of y'all know the episode where they got into it
like towards the end, yeah,
and it carried into the next conversation. I feel like that was the pettiest thing, and I feel like I feel like you already had that conversation, so why bring it back up?
Right. I just think that French did say that like. Podcast, she did say that Shane was kind of playing a character, and he was like, oh, this is going to be a good storyline. So good kudos to you. Shane did a good job. But I honestly think it was like on Love is Blind, he reacted the same way whenever him and Natalie had some conflict. So I do think that Shane has serious communication issues. I think he has terrible conflict resolution skills. And I know a lot of people think he's like,
And somebody said a comment that I really do want to call out. They said Damien was calling Shane out, and he was absolutely right. Because when Shane, like when Damien was like, if Natalie came here, chances are you would have kissed her too. And he was absolutely right. I was like, Damien, I'm with you when you're right. I might not be your fan, your fan like that, but I'm with you when you're right, because you made an absolute point. Because like at this time, y'all have to remember, Shane and Natalie were still in communication when he went to the island, because Natalie was trying to make it seem like I'm sorry, I just read that comment.
Did he play with his nose?
Yeah, I'm sorry. And because if you remember, like Natalie, when the promo first came out, he was like, like she was like, oh, I can't believe like he would do something, especially when we're dating. And then Shane posted a receipt saying like he was Natalie was aware, because Shane says to her like, I'm going on this show.
Natalie's someone who they said is messy. Everyone has said Natalie is messy, and no one knows.
And like there was a part of me that was like, because I really was trying to sympathize with her, like, you know, when she was going through the first, like, her season, like, you know, what Shane was doing, and I honestly felt like Shane did her bad. Like, I feel like he did make a comment to her like the night before the wedding and stuff like that. But I will say I did not like her, and after the altar, like, I honestly thought it was, the fact that, like, you know, she was like just kept trying to insinuate this whole like Shane and like Shayna thing, and I'm like, baby, where's the proof? Because I'm like, and she was like bringing it up, and I was like, if this man makes you this mad, like, I feel like you could have moved on a little quicker. And then, you know, with her trying to, like, I feel like she was trying to play the victim, like, oh, Shane was going on this show and we were still trying to work this relationship, like, but you saying, oh, have fun, good luck, you know,
right?
Obviously, you know, it just didn't work out. Like, that's kind of.
Someone in the comments said that they feel like, wait, who is this? Diva Girl Ari said, I feel like Damian slightly redeemed himself a bit. And I agree with you. I actually think that Damian came off more likable in this show than with Giannina.
I don't know why he gave me the ick. Like, every time he like kissed Francesca, I'd be like, yeah, like, and like butt cheeks running to that pool. I was like, oh my God, you would have to pay me like to watch you strip because like you know, like I just don't like, he gives me the ick.
I liked him. He like had more personality and he was fun. And I think that it's something to be said about being in that environment versus Giannina was so wound up tight and like quick with it, and like it's just a different type of vibe, and he needs probably not such a reactive partner. And I liked being able to see more of his fun side.
And I honestly liked it because honestly, I enjoyed it. Like on Love Is Blind, I just feel like it was the girl he was with because I did not like Gia. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like she dogged that man. Like I find it very disrespectful that she was like, you know how I tell you like you're not the best. Like I would have like embarrassed her.
I kind of like that she did that, but that's just that was a conversation.
Like to do that on national TV, it was just a lie. And like she deserved to get left at the altar. Like when she was running and she fell, she deserved that. I believe that. Like when she fell in that mud, she deserved to do that. Like you're running in traffic, like you should have got hit by a car. Like you deserve that for embarrassing me on national TV like that.
Joey is in this live, so Joey,
is he?
In this live, please join and talk to us.
I ain't gonna lie, Joe. If you want to get on, you absolutely are more.
Someone said that Damian came out of it desperate, but at least better than Love Is Blind. I think that him and Francesca had like he didn't seem desperate to me. He seemed like this is the person he likes, and he's like giving her patience, but they were absolutely not a match at all.
He
kissed her with his eyes open. Did y'all see that?
I don't know how you guys didn't see it. Like every time he kissed her, she would like she would move, you know? I can't join them at dinner, but loving the conversation. Okay. Hey,
shout out to you, Joey. But yeah, Damian, I feel like he was more likable, and I honestly think he was a little bit more romantic in this episode because I feel like he was very I really feel like he cared for Francesca. Like I honestly could say like I feel like he really wanted something serious with her because
they hooked up before this show.
Huh?
I absolutely think they did. That's fucking bullshit. Like, yeah, why can't people just be honest? Like, I hate a liar. I hate a liar because we're too old to do not. Why are we lying about this? Let people deal with the reality of the situation. He played in Giannina's face. I thought it was I thought his relationship with Francesca was inappropriate back when they first platformed her on Love Is Blind season 2 after the altar. Messy.
And I definitely did because even if that was your friend, you know how she is, like you know how she was, like you know that would upset her. So honestly, like it was very wrong. And like he's talking about that's just my friend, and I obviously feel like there was more than friendly feelings as we could see from the thing. Like you know they had a lot of unhinged history. But honestly, like the comment that Francesca made about like his manhood, like I don't know, like that's kind of made me.
What'd she say?
She was just like, oh, like maybe he's trying to make up for like you know be like with Gianna saying like she was bad in bed. Like that made me think they hadn't slept together. Now I think they did. I feel like they did sleep together like by the end of the trip, but like before I don't think they had.
Actually, someone made a comment and it just triggered a memory from watching the show when Don Daniela said, no, Damian just wanted Fran because of who she is. He doesn't actually like her. I remembered liking Francesca when she called him out and was like, "You just like me because I'm hot, but do you even know anything about me?" And I was like, "Oh, girl, you show us blips like when she's not playing a character." And I like that she called that out.
Right.
And
she gave us, to me, I was like, she, in one breath, she was like, oh yeah, like we have sexual chemistry that me and Dom don't have. And then she's like, I think he just wants to fuck me. Which one is it? Because you know what? Like, sexual chemistry, you know what I mean?
And I feel like the same thing could have been said when it comes to like when you saying like, oh, you only want me because I'm attractive, like you don't know anything about me, Francesca. I don't feel like you know anything about him. Like it didn't seem like it just didn't seem like she was into him the way like she was making it seem, because you would have thought she was like, I know everything about this man, like I truly care for him. But I just think it was like I don't feel like she didn't seem like she knew anything either. It was a lot of stuff that I just feel like they got on there and they just did not know. Like if y'all knew each other, y'all this connection, like y'all would have had to like compatibility test things to a T.
So people are joining like, and we've already talked about Black women being dogged the fuck out on this show, but Queen, sorry girl, I'm like not about to like stumble through, it's so little, but she said they need to cast Black men that are attracted to Black women. Yes, but I think that beyond Black men, like they need to cast people who have more expansive views of attraction. And when they were having the conversation, it was Francesca and Abby and one other person. They were like, man, this show would be really cool if they did a version that it was an all bisexual cast. I think that would be actually interesting. And that was the other like critique I had for the show. I think that they still had bisexual women on there, but under this like patriarchal fetishization lens. And to me, it didn't feel like it was giving the representation that Netflix thought it was. I think that it was giving Girls Gone Wild, and they were just, it was like a fetish. If you really want to be about that life, allow people who are bisexual, men included, to come on the show, and like then I'm gonna give you a point because you're doing something different. But having two commercially attractive women on the show who fit the beauty standard, who are into each other, who are making out in the pool.
And I want to talk about that. I honestly really want to talk about the whole Francesca thing, because I think it kind of bothered me, like the way she kind of ignored Abby's feelings about the whole thing. Because like, granted, Francesca might not have seen that kiss with Carousel as anything. Like, you know, it kind of, friendly gesture, something like that. But honestly, I just feel like I don't feel like you could do that like with like if you're in a relationship with another woman, if you see what I'm saying. Because like I feel like that could be considered cheating, not just fun. It's cheating. So like I feel like the way she kind of tried to downplay Abby's emotions about it, it just seemed like she was more infatuated. What's the word?
Infatuated.
With the whole idea of being in a lesbian relationship, other than being in a lesbian relationship, because she liked women.
For a few hours. So I do feel like for Abby to be all like, we're still trying to figure out what we are. I'm like, it's been like a day, girl.
That part, Ricky.
In a day. So I do feel like Abby was like, I know you love her, Robert, but I was like,
I love Abby, y'all. If y'all just joining my live, I love Abby, y'all. That's
Abby's too sensitive. She's a water sign. I'm a Cancer, so I can tell when there's other sensitive people because I'm sensitive.
What's her sign?
I don't know what her sign is. We're gonna look it up. But someone said that Francesca's a Scorpio, and girl, just don't even hurt your own feelings. Francesca was not in the wrong. Like, I like that she was herself, because I'm not about to pretend that this bothers me if it doesn't. I would rather you remove yourself and set your own boundary.
But
and like
her.
They said Abby is a Gemini. Okay.
I believe it bothered her, but I get it. Like, Francesca she couldn't even handle her partner talking to somebody else, let alone.
But you heard what Francesca said, that how her and Savannah had beef before the show. So yeah. Like, that's why she just hated her, and it came off very mean girl.
Yeah. But she also said, like, I wouldn't have cared if anybody else tried to get at Dom, but then you
valid.
Georgia tried to get at Dom. Like,
that's so true.
What do you guys think of Joey and Carousel? Do you think that their relationship was real or not?
Their relationship seemed like, it reminded me of like and this isn't any like disrespect in describing it, but it gave me like Jersey Shore kind of wild, trashy vibes of like that wild and free and kind of chaotic toxic love. I do think it's good that they are not together anymore, because obviously if they would have evolved past their problems, they would have been. But to me, they were fun on the show. I liked their energy. They seemed fun, and they were actually attracted to each other and making out, and I thought it gave some lightness to the show, but they were absolutely toxic together. Like, they were not healthy.
And I like that comparison that you made, because honestly, I really feel like Jersey Shore, like, we're together for the summer, and then once we go back from like working at the t-shirt shop, we're gonna go back to our regular lives.
Well, now, they had their same problems. Like when they got back, they were like,
they're going back, but you can enjoy like a little time with them. Like, we're gonna enjoy the moment. That's kind of what I feel like. They were just like, we're gonna enjoy the moment. We're gonna do it. Like, now the proposal, a little too much. I think
it was to win. You think that was? I
don't know if it was to win, but I think the proposal was a little too far. Like, I feel like they was having a good relationship, just like in paradise. Like, we're good.
Robert, have you ever been caught up in the moment?
A few times.
So I truly think that for them, they had never, and this is my opinion, Joey, you can fact check me because it's your life. I feel like they had never had that amount of time together to just focus on each other with no distractions. I think that they literally were able to be like so caught up in the moment of like, damn, this feels so good. And let's be honest, an engagement doesn't mean you're getting married the next day. I was engaged for 2 years, and I liked having a long engagement because that's just the status of a relationship. So, I don't think they were like caught up. I just think that like it's unusual to get that type of quality time.
I honestly think that's a good point. Like, these people, like, they probably haven't, like, they were in the house together every day. Like, they did not match, like,
in 2021, it's still the pandemic.
And they did not match with anybody else. Like, they might have went on dates with anybody else, but they did not match with anybody else. So it's just like, we're spending time, and like, you're in the same room with this person, and like, you're living with them, and like, all of this time y'all are really with each other. Like, and like, granted, I enjoyed how they were like, talking with other
6 weeks. Joey said it was 6
weeks, 24/7. Yes. Like, and I feel like in that time, that's kind of the closest thing to like living marriage that you're gonna get. So it's just like, you're kind of stuck together, kind of figuring out your problems if you really want something when you get off this island. And like, I enjoyed like that part. I can definitely understand, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great point.
I would have been mad if they won, though, because I was like, there has to be a twist. Like, because they were never challenged. Like, if they just were handed the win, I would have been mad. But now that I see what happened with Georgia and Dom, I was like, they should have won.
Well, also, if I'm just going to point this out, they filmed in March of 2022, and if they filmed for 6 weeks, then that takes us into mid-April when that podcast was filmed. So between Harry and Georgia, I'm going to just say that.
Oh, y'all.
We needed growth.
And also,
so I'm not gonna lie. I thought instantly when I seen Joey and Carousel, I was like, he's being strategic. He is coming up with a strategy before anybody else can even realize that they need to come up with a strategy too. And the best strategy is, hey, let me connect with this girl who I know in my past. She really want something from me. So let me make it like this house, and this experience is what did it, is what brought us closer together. And honestly, if that was his strategy, I think it was fucking brilliant. I think it was smart. I would have done the same thing, but that was my initial thought. And I thought that the engagement was like, this is really going to help us win.
I thought the engagement was so genuine. You guys don't think
at the end, I was very into it. Like at first, I really wasn't a fan of Joey, but at the end, you could definitely tell there was.
You didn't know Joey from The Circle, right?
I didn't know. So everything I saw was like fresh. Like, I didn't know his personality outside of that show. But honestly, like once they went like the date, for example, like when they went on the date, I could really tell like it was very genuine. Like I honestly, like it made him more likable to me. Like by the end, like I was a fan of Joey. Like I honestly thought like it was like, you can tell it's hard. Like through the show, you could really tell it's hard. At first, I was like, oh, like, maybe here's Harry. to play, like, you know, he's gonna get in here, and then like at the moment he's gonna switch it to Dom. But honestly, like more and more you could tell, and like, you know, I'm a sucker for romance. I ain't gonna lie, I love romance. And
are you a sucker for romance like Dom, or
no? Because I'm not a fool.
Good distinction.
Because Dom was like, I feel like Dom's problem was like he didn't accept anything. I feel like it kind of like it just didn't work. Like, because my thing about it is
Dom needs some self-esteem, because when he said, "Who am I for Francesca to like me?" I wanted to go in there and hype him up, but I'm not hyping up any black man who calls me a queen, because it just is like my ick thing. But like, I just wanted him to have self-esteem, because this is not to break Francesca down, because I don't think that's not what it's about. But the idea that he was just like not feeling as though he deserved her, I was just like, what's this based off of?
Right.
Just her aesthetic, or is it based off of you getting to know her because you've known her for 3 days?
And it's just like, my thing is like, you should, like, if somebody puts you on a date, they thought enough of you to like think like maybe you should, like, you deserve, you know, to see if there's another connection somewhere else. And like for you to go on a date with it automatically shut off with like no intentions of actually trying to like participate, that kind of irritated me. And it's just like, and like it's just like, I feel like you left your heart open to get like broken, because it's just like Francesca is, I feel like I ain't gonna lie, even from Too Hot to Handle, Francesca was very, I feel like she was very like selfish in a way of like, because like you kissing and losing my money, like I would have fought you, but I just feel like it was just like, Dom, you should like left room for opportunity. Like you shouldn't have went in with like, this is gonna be the only girl like I really put so much interest into, because like look where you are, you're crying on TV, like you embarrass yourself, you're
Someone just said, the Minity said, I do think Dom has a thing about black women. Everyone he saw, he was like, oh, I know you're strong. Can we just, that was the other thing that bothered me. We've already talked about black women being done dirty on this show, but like black women, we're more than strong, y'all. We get to have a nuanced, full spectrum of experiences, and I just hate that like that's what it gets whittled down to. And that's why I think that this show is not supposed to be everything to everyone, but that's why we need more representation. I think this show needs to cast more black women that are like Izzy, party girl, fun, understand the assignment, because they're going to have fun with the show. And we saw Izzy getting picked, even though her weave bothered me, but I know it was climate. She came to have fun. Like, this show is not for people who want to be in a serious relationship. Joey and Carousel are outliers. They fucked around off and on for a long ass time. So this was a chance for their relationship to like grow. But like, please hire more people who are like Izzy's or like Chloe's, or like that want to have fun and play the game and understand what the show is about.
And I honestly, this is what I'm gonna see if a producer from Netflix see this. I personally felt like they could have had it where it was 3 to 4 women who, you know, potentially want something. My best bet, I would like Diamond, I would like Ines, and let me see. I'm trying to see on the other cast who I would pick. 3 people. I would have brought
Savannah.
Savannah. Thank you. Those 3 people, I would have brought in 20 guys for them. We would have had a variety of each, every one. And I think it would have kind of mixed all their games up. Like all the shows they participated in. So like one of the challenges would be like they would kind of reenact like they're in a pod, and you would talk to somebody, but it would be kind of a voice change situation. So you would know who it was to kind of connect. Like, so you would kind of like know your perfect match based off of just like what you thought. I think that could have been fun, a little bit funner, like, you know, challenges against the guys to see like, do you really want to go on a date with this girl? Like these girls, like, and it.
Have you seen F-Boy Island? Because you're almost describing F-Boy Island, but like
I haven't seen it.
Watch F-Boy Island for everyone in here. It is on Netflix. It is actually great. They have 2 seasons, and they have it so it's 3 women, and then they bring in all these dudes, and the dudes are either like F-boys and they're there for the money, or they're actually there for love, and no one knows. And so it's fun to watch them trying to date each other, and they're all in the house together because they don't know what their intention is. And so it makes it a little entertaining, and as the viewer, you know. But you should watch, both of y'all should watch that show and see what you think, because I really liked it and it was actually fun.
Oh, that's
I'm put on my list. I'll definitely put on my list.
It's on HBO, so you need to find a login if you don't.
I have one.
What's it called?
Netflix, bitch. You said something.
And I just
it's called F Boy Island, so like Fuck Boy Island, but it's called F Boy Island. And the host is amazing. The host is Nikki Glazer, a real comedian. It is, and she actually does work. There's a few skits that are corny, but Nikki Glazer is not like Nick Lachey. She like shows up and works for her check a little bit more. Nick Lachey, can we just talk about him?
He was
barely
more
did
likable.
anything.
He was so more likable. Also, y'all, side note, I want y'all to know, Aisha telling me, like, watch F Boy Island, and she literally just got me watching Vanderpump Rules.
We're not gonna...
I just started today, but that's besides the point. Like, she telling me, like, I ain't got multiple shows to watch.
Wait, did you actually start, though?
I started today. Like, I'm halfway through episode 1 before I took a nap. And like, no, like, it wasn't sleepy. I was just sleepy. Like, I was just tired. Like, I was really tired today. But honestly, like, I think Nick was a lot more likable without Vanessa. I honestly think he was a good host in this show. At first, because I remember at first when it first started, I messaged y'all like, I hate Nick Lachey so much. And then, like, I just think, like, he did his job. He was a host. Like, he didn't do too much input.
Did Nick Lachey pay you? Because
No.
you give me an example of him doing his job, because he was there for 5 scenes. So I just need one example.
Okay, and I'm gonna say that I feel like he did what he's supposed to do. Like, he explained the games. He left. He was like, "Hey guys, this is the night we're gonna you're gonna, whoever it is, gonna go home."
Not honestly, you saying he left.
Because I feel like when he gets with Vanessa, they start to share their opinion, and I don't want to hear that. I don't feel like,
because Vanessa's unprofessional and she starts being friends with these women, and it's like, girl, you are hosting, like
I don't feel like you're only supposed to be friends with people. Like, I don't feel like, because I feel like once you become friends, you're gonna have a biased opinion about something. And like, for example, I'm not even trying to call him out. Don't really like this guy, but Carlos King, he does this, and I
like Carlos.
I don't like Carlos King. Like, I will happily say I don't like Carlos King. I just feel I feel like he's too involved with.
He's a producer,
but I feel like he's too involved I feel like he's too involved to a certain point to where it seemed like it's biased.
He is biased.
Like, he's very
biased. He's not
biased.
pretending not to be, though. You don't.
But I was just like, I just don't like the way, because I just feel like, you come there to, like, host. But I just feel like it was just so much that you, like, for example, like, he gave his opinion on something the other day. Like, for example, he gave his opinion on the colorism conversation on Potomac. This is besides the point, y'all. He gave his opinion. He was like, I don't feel like Andy should have had the conversation with them. He was like, I don't feel like he was there. But I feel like if you watch Reunion, like, I don't know if y'all Potomac watchers or not, like, in the comments, but if you watched it, I thought the conversation was like, he was like, it wasn't long enough. And y'all got to realize, these people are filming from 9 a.m. to 9:30. So what we saw was just a snippet of probably what was happening. And like, I feel like Andy did a good job, even though I'm not really an Andy Cohen fan for real like that, because I feel like he'd be super biased too. I feel like Andy did a good job of saying, I'm gonna let y'all have this conversation. I can't relate. This is what y'all have, and y'all have the open dialogue. But yeah, like, y'all shooting all day, so like, I don't think you can blame Andy for not having like a 30-minute.
Do you know his history though? Do you know Carlos King? Like, do you know his history?
Like, I know he's with Housewives. And also, I'm going to say this for anybody who watched Housewives of Atlanta. I honestly believe he set Phaedra up with that information about Kandi having, and like Kandi and the whole rape.
The sex.
The whole sex.
Do you know what I think that was? I think that they were thinking of T.I. and Tiny. And
I feel like the information got misconstrued. I feel like Carlos was like, girl.
We're getting so distracted. But I just want to say one thing about Carlos King. Not that I'm caping for him. Carlos King is a season 1 producer of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he was NeNe's producer. So he was assigned with NeNe, and NeNe modeled a lot of her on-camera personality based on Carlos's real personality, because they're friends. And that was her producer for the show. And then he was there for a while. He was also part of Real Housewives of New Jersey in the beginning, and worked with Danielle.
He's been talking about Melissa and Teresa too. Like, I've been seeing that.
He's a actual producer, and so in terms of like someone who is inside and understands it, we just gotta put respect on his name, because
I definitely will give him his props for doing it. I just don't like that man.
But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you not liking him. Okay.
The comments.
Someone asked us. Oh. Ricky's on it.
On season 4.
The 24th.
Well, can I ask a question though? Someone asked what y'all think of Chloe's rap that she did.
Honestly, I skipped through it. It gave me secondhand embarrassment. I don't like that. I get secondhand embarrassed about talent show stuff. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, her Georgia's poem and her rap was like whatever. Ray from the Ultimatums and guys say hi.
Like Nene
Ray,
said,
Ray, can you clarify if Zay actually was inviting your friend down to be an extra cast member? Or what I think happened is when Zay got sent the fuck home early, he was trying to kill some time and like vibe the fuck out. But that's like, I'm just curious about that because then like I think they made Ray take her video down.
Definitely, like if you were still
I'm
here,
so nosy. We're all nosy. I love y'all.
That's why we're here. We're nosy. Also, what do you guys think of Zay's new teeth?
He has new teeth?
Yeah, he ain't got the gap no more.
He got new teeth, him and Chase.
Let me Google this. He has new teeth?
Yeah,
like he ain't got the gap no more.
No, he got a whole new lineup. They a little too big.
I ain't gonna lie. I would get veneers. I would get some veneers. Like I would love that. Like, but my aunt was like, she's a dentist. She was like, you don't need them. I'm like, I really.
Wait. So I'm gonna Google his teeth, but I just want to let y'all know that Nick Lachey and Vanessa actually have competition. I don't know if you know who Rebecca Romaine is. She used to be married to to John Stamos, who played Uncle Jesse. But that may be too like old for you, Robert. But basically, she's married. No, I don't know if you watch Full House. No shade.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I'm an old soul, so like a lot of older stuff I really watch, and also not just.
She's divorced from him, but she dropped the Stamos. But her and Jerry O'Connell, he's big on housewife stuff. He has guest hosted for Wendy Williams. They are hosting a new relationship dating show called The Real Love Boat, and it's on MTV, and it's premiering. Did it premiere already? It's coming out soon, or if it hasn't come out already, but basically they're putting all these singles on a Carnival cruise, and I feel like they're coming for Nick and Vanessa's check. And I'm gonna say this: Jerry O'Connell understands the fucking assignment. He has guest hosted for Wendy Williams. He goes on Andy Cohen's show all the time. So Nick Lachey, you need to be pressed because he's going to come for your check soon. You heard it here first, y'all.
I really wish. I know there's just better hosts. I just know that. I really try to be nice, but I just know they're a better host. And like I think Ray said they're very nice in person, and they probably are very nice in person. But the way they come off on TV, I
thought Ray was talking about Zay's new teeth. She's talking about
I was talking about Zay's new teeth. I just said that he has them and they're big, but he. Also, Zay, I don't know if Ray is still in here, but Zay also hinted, I don't know if it was clickbait or not, that he is dating somebody that he met. And people are assuming that it's Savannah.
You think? Oh, actually, I just saw Savannah doing a Get Ready With Me, and she actually said in her Get Ready With Me, she was naming 3 things that producers cut out. And she said her relationship with Zay was one that was cut out because they had similar upbringings and they had gotten to know each other. So maybe he is dating her.
Yeah, that's what he hinted at. And then all of the comments were like, it's Savannah. So
someone said Ricky's impression of Shane was funny as fuck. Absolutely, y'all. I agree. When she did it took me out. I was just like unable to breathe for a while.
We're not supposed to talk about people.
We're not talking about people anymore. But it was funny.
I'm gonna talk about him, but I won't talk about him as heavy. I'll say that.
Physically, you're not supposed to talk about their physical appearance. Apparently,
someone said she was just on live and she said she was single. Is that Savannah?
Yeah,
I think so. They said Savannah.
But technically, you're single unless you're married. So,
right.
You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
What be talking about? Have I talked to Raven? No. Raven, SK's Raven?
Did you see Raven posted a video today talking about the Vanderpump Rules cheating allegations and saying she still had her own like PTSD a little bit from her stuff. I like Raven on the internet. I like when she's just herself. Okay, this is a little of a derailment. I'll just make it quick. When SK fixed his face to say anything, I wish he would have just remained mysterious and never spoke out because he's a whole ass clown.
Yeah, he's stupid. Whoever told him to do.
I feel like he should have just said, you know what, I was wrong. I apologize. And like he could have kept it that, he's like, I don't want to go into further detail about, the extensive of our relationship because there's a lot, more behind the scenes that, I just prefer not to talk about. And, but like I wish her well, and I'm doing good, I'm fine, but I do want to like extend a public apology to her, like, it was wrong. But like instead he was just talking about like the way he was trying to dog her. Now I will say the only thing I did believe was I feel like the fact like when he said like Raven was like when they first got together that Raven, still kind of had like some type of feelings towards her ex. And like that's why she wasn't as affectionate. That seemed believable if you watch the show, like they're fast, but I don't believe she was talking to an older man. And Raven already denied at that point she was talking to an older man.
But no, Raven's friend who owns the gyms, that one girl, Jenna, she said that Raven likes older men with money. Like, and there's no shade to that. I'm not like coding the language, but she was like, he wasn't even her type.
And somebody said, I think the truth lies in the middle of them. It's lying a little bit more on Raven's side, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it lies in the middle at all. I think like if SK was gonna say something, he should have said something way before. Like, I think like his response just validated everything Raven said. Like, oh, he takes his time to come up with a lie, and then he comes out with this lie, and like he's trying to redeem himself at this point, and there's no redeeming himself. Like, just
it's not like go on to Berkeley, do what you got to do, and it's just like bad. Also, I didn't like the fact like this part bothered me too. Also, I'm taking a pause, y'all. Make sure y'all like this live. We trying to get the likes up, and y'all follow me if y'all ain't followed. But anyway, I think the part that kind of blew me was the fact that when he said, "Oh, when that situation came out between when Hannah came out with all the information, he said that he was like, I thought Raven was going to grieve the relationship. Like we were going to have a moment to like, we're grieve. Like, we're going to talk about
that?
It. Yes. Like he was like, I thought we were going to be able to grieve. I don't have my laptop to pull out the article because I would exactly read what he said. But it blew me because I'm sitting there like, why would you think that Raven would get to a point? Because I think kind of Raven was in her head like, I lost my train of thought. He kind of got in his head that Raven was going to stay when that stuff came out. And that's kind of what it thinks like, oh, it's going to come out, but we're going to be fine. But he was just like, I thought we were at least going to have a moment to like talk about it and kind of move past it is what he said in the article. But Raven was very mad. And he was like, he said Raven was only cared about her brand. He said, she was like, what is it going to do about my brands for TikTok? Like, I have to post this stuff. Like, it's going to like defer. Like, it's going to tell people like, I can't even post this because people are only going to talk about it.
So that was his point of being like, oh, I thought we were going to grieve the relationship because he was kind of trying to throw her under the bus at the same time. Like she didn't even care about grieving the relationship. All she cared about was her brand deal. So that was like his, like, I thought we were going to grieve and all she cared about was the brand deals.
Also, I was very thrown out by the point when he was like, because it just don't make sense to me. You went to New Orleans with Raven, and you said y'all had a serious conversation on like where this conversation is going. You said you were halfway through with your program, and you were kind of wanting something serious. You were coming back home a little bit more, and you were talking about you want something long term, and you said that Raven didn't want anything like she didn't want anything. She didn't want anything serious. She wanted to work on her brand and stuff. And you was like, but how can you tell her you want something serious and the next week you in Cabo with somebody else? Like, excuse me. It just don't make sense to me. Like, you couldn't have cared that much if you want to, because me, myself, like, I'm one of those people, like, if I tell you I want something serious, I want something serious. Like I'm a simp. Like if I'm talking to somebody, if I'm talking to a girl, I'm only talking to her only. Like I don't talk to multiple females at one time because it just.
Robert, we need to get you on one of these shows.
Like, I do.
One is not chaos. We need you to be on a show. I do want Netflix to do a dating show that is villains. I want Shake from Love Is Blind. I want chaos, y'all. I don't know. I haven't watched all the shows to know who the villains are. But I want like a villains show. Shake would have been so good. He does what Bartise.
Shake would have been so like this would have really like made the show.
Someone said Shake, Chase, Bartise.
Yes.
For sure.
Diva Girl Ari, that's the dream lineup. Shake, Chase, and Bartise. It's a
I never want to see Bartise again, you guys. I never want to see him again.
Chase is a better looking villain than Bartise. Bartise, and there's a rumor saying that Bartise really auditioned for Too Hot to Handle, but he wasn't hot enough by their network standards, so he got put on Love is Blind. But he really he's light skinned and he's tall, but he's not the haircut. I think if he changed the hair, maybe like not a, is it even a fade? It just starts. I don't know what it's called. Robert, you may know the name of the haircut.
It wasn't no fade. It was.
Oh my God, Shake, Chase, and Bartise?
Like, if Shake was on there, that would have been entertainment. Like, that would have got the ratings up. That's the ratings right there.
He's an asshole.
Shake is so horrible, but I'm just remembering how he treated Deep D. Okay, yeah, I think I can handle it.
What is she doing these days? Is she on book tour?
I didn't read the book, so
people said it was.
Bart looks better with a hat on.
I did have feedback for Chase when he was wearing his hat. I just felt like no one told him that it was making that indentation on his head, and I just wanted to like put a little moisture, because he doesn't look like he has any moisturizing products anywhere near him. I just wanted to spray it down with some water and put some God, there's so many good hair products, but any type of, even Cantu at this point, just something affordable, and just massage it into his hair because it looks so fucking dry. I couldn't, but yeah, his hat left a mark, and no one told him. I was like, these people aren't your friend.
And I honestly said this because we've kind of went all over the whole itinerary thing. We've been so I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When we talk, we really talk. Like, y'all, this is how we talk on the side. Like, this is how our conversations go. And we said we were gonna take some viewer questions. Honestly, like, if y'all had any questions, or if there was anybody that wants to hop on really quick, give you a minute spiel. If there's anybody and ask yourself, I ain't gonna lie, I'm very new to this live stuff, so request to be live if y'all want to, and share your feelings, share your thoughts. But
there's some smoke for Lauren. Someone said Lauren and Cam are happy. I wonder why she's not affectionate looking though. Wait, who are you talking about when you say that, Justice Carter?
Like, she's not affectionate to Cam, on Insta, or just in videos or stuff.
Someone said these guys on Perfect Match are horrible. I agree with you. The men. Do you think there's a type of man who wants to be on a reality TV show?
Yeah, I honestly feel like it's more and more and more, and because granted, y'all see the people that be join the Bachelorette all the time. Those are obviously people that really want to be on TV, but the issue with that is everybody doesn't have the same intention. Same goes for women as well. Everybody has the same intention. Some people actually go for the purpose of the show. Some people go just to be on the show. This has been happening since Flavor of Love. Heidi went on there just for fame and money. It's been happening since reality TV. So I think it's actually people, but I honestly feel like I should be in the casting director people, because I feel like I could cast a good cast. I honestly think I could line them up and I would have a great show.
Robert, more than casting, I think that you're really good with show development, because the ideas that you've shared about the concept of the show are better than what Netflix gave us. We're just starved from something. Now that Vanderpump Rules has their chaos, y'all, I'm 100% Vanderpump Rules. So, if y'all want to talk about Vanderpump Rules, not in this live, please just DM me on Instagram, because all I've been talking about is them for 24 hours. I don't even care about anything else.
No, I don't have time to catch up.
It's so hard to catch up, and it's in the show.
It's 10 seasons. 10 years. I was like, wow. I was sitting there, and
it's so long.
Also, these people the girls look alike to me, and I'm really trying to because it's that the hardest thing is it takes me to memorize these people's names, and I'm watching it, and I like the girl so far. Don't tell me too much, but I like the girl who was, I guess, sleeping with Brandy's husband.
That's Sheena.
I think I like her, and then the girl that's trying to be mean to her.
Sheena, this isn't a spoiler, but because it happened last night or whatever night it was, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Sheena punched Raquel in the eye when she heard about her cheating with Sandoval, and so, but Sheena, no one thought Sheena had it in her. What the fuck? So for anyone who doesn't know what Vanderpump Rules is, real quick, not to derail this, Lisa Vanderpump, if you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she had a spin-off show, kind of like Candy gets all those fucking shows on Bravo about the restaurant that she has, and it's called Pump. And it was just like all their stuff that they had. They have so many restaurants though now, it's like grown so much. But basically, Lisa Vanderpump had Vanderpump Rules, and this was the younger 10 years ago cast of servers and bartenders at a restaurant. And it started when they lived in shitty apartments and they actually really worked at the restaurant. And now they've built brands up. It's chaos though.
But yeah, I'm still like, I'm getting started because like I enjoy the Bravo selection. Also, you said Candy's name. I don't like Candy either, but are you gonna watch the show? Are you watching the show with SWV and Xscape? Or
absolutely not. I just can't. I'm gonna let y'all give me the cliff notes. Are you watching it?
I saw some clips and I probably watched the clips on OMFG reality. Joey, like I'm probably gonna post he posted clips on there, so I'll probably do a recap. Because
what are they doing? Are they prepping for a tour?
Yes, it's like I want to say it's 6 episodes, and like they're doing a joint show together. They're doing a joint show together, and like just kind of telling a backstory. And like what to me from the previews, it's looking like SWV is there to get their money, and Xscape is just doing nothing but fighting. Like they're just
why don't you like Candy? Because someone else said that they don't like Candy either. Miss Jillian.
Let me see. First of all, I don't like Candy. Like now, let me refrain. Let me refrain. I will say I feel like Candy, when it comes to business, is very smart.
Can we just hold space that you started off explaining why you don't like Candy by saying, "Well, I don't like Candy."
But I think she's a great businesswoman. I would never take that from her, that she's a great businesswoman. Like when it comes to certain things, like her bedroom candy line, like as a Black woman, I feel like she's made an imprint on the adult toy industry line, because I don't feel like there was a lot of Black women doing it, but for her, like she put it out, and I'm very proud of her. But like other businesses, I don't feel like she puts her attention to. Like for example, the restaurants. Like I don't know if y'all. I
have been there.
You have?
I was in Atlanta for a work trip, and I went by myself to Old Lady Gang, and I did not have a good experience, but I like the food. It's a little salty, but I do like my greens a little salty. So like, it's okay. But it was giving performance theater. I was just like, why am I waiting 20 minutes when no one's here?
And honestly, like I haven't watched Vanderpump Rules enough to know like how she runs. But honestly, I feel like Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant doesn't have bad reviews. Like I feel like the food is at least decent. When it comes to Candy, like her, like she's had very numerous health code violations. Like there's dirty plates and like portion control. Like there was a clip on the episode where they showed a dirty sink.
Is that why you don't like her?
That's not. But I'm like, this is one of the reasons. Like this is one of the reasons. Like, and I don't like her because I'm like, I wouldn't post my restaurant and my staff. Like her staff is very disrespectful. Like her staff is very disrespectful, and like I wouldn't have personally put that on there. Like I don't feel like everything needs to be on TV, and I feel like that's why I got canceled. Like I'm not watching nobody. Like if they were organized staff that like where the restaurant was working, but they had drama outside, I feel like that's more watchable. But like if your food's not good, it's not inconsistent. Like your restaurant's dirty.
But what's the reason you don't like her though?
I don't like Candy because I feel like Candy throws rocks and hides her hands in a lot of situations. Like Candy's very messy, and like she kind of hides it. Like I just never really enjoyed it. And like honestly, y'all are not gonna like what I'm about to say right now. But honestly, I feel like she started that whole fallout between her and Phaedra. Like that's my thing. I really don't like her because I really feel like she let Todd get in her head about a lot of stuff. And the way they fell out, I feel like it was more on Candy's part. Like, for example, when like Candy allowed Apollo to she allowed Apollo to like keep the motorcycle at the house, I was like, why would you allow somebody to do that, especially your friend? Like, at least not say anything. And then when she was like accusing Phaedra of calling the feds on her because the stuff was there, like you said it on Watch What Happens Live that you had Apollo's stuff. And then I didn't like the comments that she made about Phaedra when it came to the whole like, oh, you need to take the kid, because for example, when what's his name? Apollo went to the courthouse, and Phaedra decided not to go. Like, she was with her kids. She decided to go to a hotel. She decided not to stay home. And then Todd was like, "Oh, I don't know why he wouldn't go to court to support her, and like why you wouldn't do that." And I was like, "I don't feel like you have the right to speak on that because she has 2 kids under 5. Like, she had 2 kids under 5 at that time, and like for you to be like, you did not birth those kids, and you don't know how Apollo is behind the scenes. So for you to feel like she should go to a courthouse, her being a very being her like a good attorney in Georgia, why would you go to support your husband?
Did you just call Phaedra a good attorney?
I don't.
No shade. I'm just
like a good attorney. Like I'm just assuming from like an attorney with that, who's had cases. Like, let's just say
wasn't
like
she
well
like
known,
Bobby Brown's attorney?
Well known.
Was that what she was known for?
I think that's so. Like, she was known for the that situation. But yeah.
Wait, we're so chaotic. Did you look at our little agenda? Do we have anything else to say about our Netflix show?
No, we don't. Like, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna be ready to wrap because I think we only had questions.
Someone said Phaedra has lost all her cases.
She's a well-known attorney, not a good one, a well-known one. Like,
we do have a question, so I'll let y'all both answer first. So Justice Carter said, Team Cole or Team Zenith?
Cole.
Why?
Huh?
Why? Why are you Team Cole?
Because I feel like he was more presentable in the way that he presented himself. Ricky, I'll let Ricky. I think he was like more present. I think he was honestly real. Like, I don't feel like he lied about anything he portrayed on TV. Like, everything we saw on TV was what we saw, and I don't feel like he lied about anything. He wasn't like, "Oh, I didn't do that." Like, I didn't was something, and like you could tell like he had his emotions in there. So like I didn't feel bad.
Ricky, the question was Team Cole or Team Zenith? Oh, you're muted.
Team Cole.
Okay.
Team Cole because I think Zenith is a psychopath. I'm sorry. I think she just showed her ass. Like, yes, I thought Cole was immature, and I was like, oh wow, like he's kind of like saying some annoying things. But then, like when I went back and rewatched the season, you could just see her insecurities from so early on, and I just feel like she needs a lot of therapy. Team Cole.
I'm Team Cole as well, and I think that Zenith looks so great. After the altar, but that was also before the reunion, which she also looked good at. I'm real easy. Sometimes I'm like, girl, I like your look. Like, you won me over. One of my coworkers last week had 2 cuties on her desk when I went into the office, and I love that her and I both understood the importance of that because she watches all this shit too. So I love that Cole gave us that, and also I think they ganged up on him in a way that wasn't warranted when Brennan is out here with potential charges on his acting high and mighty. And then you have like, what's the other guy's name? Matt over here with Colleen looking scared. I just think that they gave Cole too much energy that wasn't appropriate.
Exactly. So I feel like it kind of backlashed in their face because like y'all on here, like y'all are actively because honestly, let's be honest with you. I feel like Chase is definitely like Bartisa did a lot more worse things, and SK damn sure did more worse things than they did. So it's just like if they don't have the same energy for him, those people now, I would have to look at them sideways.
Right.
Another question that we got was about Love is Blind Brazil. Have y'all watched?
I did. I love it, y'all. When I tell y'all, it's so like I love Love is Blind. I really can't remember their names, so like please don't get me don't get me on here like saying anything. But honestly, Love is Blind Brazil is so much more diverse. Like it's a lot of black people, and I feel like granted you like it was one girl like I don't know how much y'all watch on like in the comments. Like the reunion kind of had me surprised that like Robert, aka my like namesake, he cheated on his girl, like his wife, and like they're not together anymore. Like the reunion definitely
was it better than the one? Was it better than all of the ones in the US?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that.
It's really good. Like it was a lot better than the last season of Love is Blind. Like it's very diverse in the way that there's black people actively looking at like black people and like like liking that connection. So I enjoyed that.
They seem more passionate in the clips that I saw.
They're very passionate in the clips, but like it was one No, wait, is that the same one? There was one guy, but like kind of got me on the theme about it was when let me see, like one of the guys, he didn't want to date a girl because she was like plus size.
In
And that was
Brazil?
kind of like when he like, cause they met, like they matched in the pods, and like he asked her to marry her, and then when they did the reveal, you could tell like he didn't like enjoy it, and he ended up getting with another girl on the show, and they were making fun of it, like like but yeah, season 1 was okay, but season 2 is definitely a lot better, and then on the reunion, I don't want to, yeah, I don't want to spoil too much because like y'all are really gonna watch it. But they
I'm gonna really watch it.
They involved the parents. They involved the parents in the reunion because the parents were very involved with a lot of things. So the parents were on a reunion, like stating their opinion, and it was really good. Somebody said the Ultimatum Friends. I love the Ultimatum Friends too. It was.
I
Really
have
good
that
watch.
saved on my list, but I haven't watched that one yet.
It was a good watch too.
You guys know when the new Ultimatum is coming out? Like
I'm going to assume after the next season of Love Is Blind. That's
when
what
does
I'm
Love Is Blind come out? Season 4.
The 24th of March.
I think Ricky, you asked that question. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
But no, somebody in the comments have just said, "What do we think of Love Is Blind season 4?"
I didn't watch the trailer in full. I just watched to the end because I don't like. If y'all watch me, y'all know I don't like watching trailers or anything because like I feel like Netflix gives too much away.
The trailer was actually all like, which I thought was cool. It was all like TikTok, like creators on TikTok, like responding and their responses to like season 3 and like how much love the show got, but they didn't show like any of the cast or anything that like we can expect.
And like if they're gonna do that with the new Ultimatum show, I need my clip used because they definitely reposted my video on their like page, the Ultimatum page, when it first came out.
That's awesome.
Like, cause I did like a 15-minute video, like a 15-second video. I was like, this show is so damn good, y'all. I just finished watching, and like I ain't gonna lie, like I needed a free hoodie for that. Like I put the promo on, like I really was giving the people that. But yeah, it's really good, y'all. If y'all want to watch those shows, I like the international versions are a lot. I really think they're a little bit more passionate to me than American. Just saying.
So the Love Is Blind season 4 comes out on March 24th, and I know that we all like this show anyway, but because they filmed in Seattle and I live here, my friends who live here are so excited to like put on blast the people, especially my friends who are single and dating. It's a small population of people. So I can't wait to let y'all know like what the fuck actually happened. And then I think they're filming in DC.
So some of the like people that are like
not yet, but so many of my friends who are single, you see the same people on the apps anyway. So everyone is anticipating that whoever they cast, if they live in the area, they've seen them on an app. So there's going to be some overlap here.
Okay.
And if it's Black people, it's kind of like being at any college and all the Black people. You're 1-2 degrees separated from a lot of Black people in Seattle. So I'm excited for like extra Seattle tea, and I don't mind being unhinged about like who it is and like talking about it. And then I have friends who are from DC or live in DC, and they're talking about seeing people filming in DC right now.
And my problem is like Netflix is sitting on so much content, and it's just like the turnaround has just got to get faster.
I don't know if season 5 or 6 is filming in DC. Did y'all see the guy who's going viral right now from Love Is Blind Tampa talking about Nick Lachey production stopping to put a box out so Nick Lachey can stand on a box? No. And it's real.
I didn't see that.
Like they would say he's short. I was like, wow, I saw your video about it.
I was up at 2 a.m. Googling how tall is Nick Lachey. I was like, someone come give me a life. Like I needed to be sleepy. I need to put those patches under my eyes because I was like, why am I awake right now Googling Nick Lachey's height? I should have been asleep.
I just don't know, like, if season 5 and 6 of Love Is Blind is already filming, like, it's like these people are gonna wait a year, 2 years, like they're hiding their relationship. Like it's
stupid.
Like, because chances are, like somebody said they're filming, like they were like their coworker was casted, was invited for the casting for Colorado. Chances are we're not going to see DC until October,
September. Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
Then we won't even see that season until next, February, March. So it's just like
it's broken. Netflix needs to look at what Bravo is doing right now, because Bravo did it first, and MTV did it first, but Bravo did it better. When Ariana and Tom Sandoval's cheating rumors broke, Bravo had they wrapped their season last year, and it's airing right now. Bravo had a camera crew at their fucking house.
I saw the video clip of that.
And it's going to be included in this season, and they're already talking about it. They're not like making them not talk about it online. They're in DMs. Right. They're leaking stuff. Right. They're posting with Demois. They're doing everything, and I feel like they're showing you their actual lives, and it works, versus Netflix doesn't know how to be in the reality TV game. So whether Netflix producers need to tap one of us or something, they need to talk to people who actually are fans of reality TV as a genre. Right. And they need to adjust, because waiting 2 fucking years
for a show is insane. And it's like, you can't expect, like, you have these people sign NDAs and you really want them to hold a part of their life for a whole year, because chances are these people are married. Like, some of these people are actually married. So it's just like, y'all need to have a turnaround of a good year. Like, y'all, like, not even a year, 3 months. Like, 3 months, it needs to be the turnaround kind of point. Because the thing about it is, like, y'all, we heard about the Ultimatum season 2 last year after it dropped. The first season dropped. We know it's going to be I think it's a queer season, if I'm not mistaken. We knew about that. I'm thinking they're dropping it at the end of next year. We have still not even seen it. So like, and they filmed that stuff like right after season 1, I want to say, came out. So it's just like, I feel like the Ultimatum will drop after Netflix. Like, Netflix is going to wait another month. Like, after the Alter Perfect Match, wait another month. Love is Blind, we'll probably get the reunion.
Do you think we're going to get a season 2 of the Perfect Match?
That's a great question.
I hope it's different. If they do a season 2, I hope that they listen to all of our feedback, and I hope they take some notes, and I hope they have better casting. You are not going to get Black women support of a season 2 if you don't allow us to show up in a fun or romantic way. Like, you got to give us one or the other. Y'all didn't give us anything, and it was not okay. It was not good enough. I think the producers were lazy with the show, but they were careless with the Black contestants, to the point that you have Anne-Sophie in an interview, I think it was with People or like USA Today or one of those like magazines. They asked her point blank how she felt as a Black woman, and she said she felt overlooked. So it's not like we're looking for things with a flashlight to find a problem. The Black women on the cast are speaking out about how they felt like mishandled.
Right.
Netflix, y'all need to do better. They're like, I know it's layoff season, y'all, and we got to just be thankful, but like, Netflix needs to take a look at who is in these rooms. I actually have an acquaintance, like, I'm connected to a producer on the show, and I know one Black woman who was part of the production team, and I did DM her, but they have NDAs as well that they sign, so I'll let y'all know if it actually materializes, because I would love to have a live with someone who was a person of color on the production team for Perfect Match to let us know what their goal was.
Right. And I think like another thing they should do is like, they should really like ask these cast members what their type is. You know what I mean? Like with Joey, he was very honest. Like, I like blondes. Like, okay, that's fine. You like blondes, and he ended up with a blonde. But if you ask these people their type and they're honest about it, then you would know, okay, there's not really anybody here for these Black women. You know what I mean? There's nobody that we could pair them with for fun or otherwise,
And this is feedback Lauren from Love is Blind season 1 has given the show. And I think having a critique come from a face of success of the show, saying that half these relationships are forced by production. So if they're already going to be forced and fake, then why can't you at least give us a chance to have fun with it? And that's my critique for this show, Perfect Match, because we knew that they weren't coming in here to find love. So at least let the show be fun for us. They should have kept Savannah. I like Savannah on The Circle, so I knew who she was. Savannah should have stayed. She was good for the show from a production standpoint. They should have kept. I would have brought Diamond in earlier. I think that they like leaned heavily on Anne-Sophie because she's super cute. But I would have brought Diamond is her personality top fucking tier. I just think they need to like have a casting overhaul, and I don't know who's in this casting room, but y'all need some help.
Yeah.
And we're available because what
Somebody
you're doing
said,
is not the vibe.
Somebody said Rachel Lindsay said the black men on her season of The Bachelorette didn't date black women. Honestly, The Bachelorette and Bachelor, like that diversity thing to me, like is very interesting. But like y'all, ain't gonna lie, this is wow. Like, and when I tell y'all, we really had it planned. Like, I should ask us, how long did we plan on staying on here?
You guys, before this, we were like, okay, 45 minutes.
I missed to an hour.
We're gonna talk about these 3 things.
And we did great for the most part because usually we like, but we did great. Like when we got to a certain, like when we got to the after Diamond Georgia, it kind of got, but like there was really nothing after that thing that we kind of had planned, like besides some like question and answering. But somebody in the comments talking about Ricky is beautiful.
I know, I saw that. Ricky, you got a fan.
Thank you, Big Stepper _Ken.
Are you single, Ricky? She might be looking for.
I put my face on.
Y'all can have, like her. I'm pretty sure her Instagram's in her bio. Y'all, if y'all shoot.
I am single. I am single as a dollar bill, and I'm actually going to start sharing my like dating horror stories on my page. So
we'll be excited. But yeah, y'all, we are going to probably go ahead and wrap this up because y'all, it's late.
I know I keep forgetting. Ricky and I are on the West Coast, so we're like not too late. And Robert's like,
it's not late. I'm about to go get snacks. No, I'm just kidding.
Like it's just like I'll be like, dang, and then we like thinking, they'll be like 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay, that's 9. I'm like thinking, okay, so but yeah, we are really gonna do this like because I don't know, we're probably gonna be back for Love Is Blind. I don't know if we're gonna do anything in between. We can happily get back on a live in between.
If y'all watched Vanderpump Rules at all, I promise you, it is the last 2 seasons were like lulls. Early Vanderpump Rules is iconic reality TV. So if y'all ever watch it, let me know because all I want to do is talk about that right now. It is so shocking what has happened, but so good.
Ricky, when I tell you I'm going to take notes and then like I'll come back to you and we'll go over it. We're just going to go over it.
But F-Boy Island is an easier watch. There's only 2 seasons and it's kind of like the same vibe. And I like that on HBO they can do more. They have a bigger budget.
But also, y'all, one last thing. Enjoy the promo in the back. Tea Party Talk. That is us. That's the collective. So y'all look forward to seeing us more. Ain't gonna lie, next time we'll probably talk about like current event topics. I think we should do like a live in the middle between now and March 24th.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, we could do a pop culture thing of like what's going on. Like I know we're probably like the Oscars is coming up. We can probably talk about things of that nature. We could talk about anything like I don't know whatever. We're gonna find something to talk about because we're always talking, and we could just do a pop culture show. But yeah,
I love pop culture, so that's fun. You guys, when I tell you that the 3 of us talk like all day, every day, like 24 hours a day, like we have a chat on Instagram, and this is like voice notes.
And it is, and like we're really gonna talk, and like it's like multiple, and then it's just like, and then like we're always sharing something, so it's like, and like seeing it, and like y'all, because I remember the other day, like Ricky sent the SK article from Peoples to me, and I'm like, dang, Ricky, I literally just laid in bed, like now I gotta get out of bed, put a shirt on, and like do something really quick, and I was like, dang, and I put it together. I tried to do it together.
Robert, did you do your video? You should do a video from bed, like just roll over and turn a light on, and just be like, I gotta get this off.
And I got the ring light, like so I could really do that, but I'd be like, dog, and like I got up, threw a shirt on, I was like, okay, like I'm really tired right now, but I'm gonna do this and post it because I really I just post something like I used to post by time stuff, like I don't know if y'all do that, like y'all post at a certain time, but I got to the point where I really do not care who's gonna watch it is gonna watch it, so I just post it whenever, and like I posted, it was like a good 12 o'clock, and like it did really well, so I was like, okay,
yeah, I was like, gee, I didn't even my video
promoted it at random.
But I do notice that my videos, when I'm looking crusty or I'm like in bed or I don't have no makeup on, I do the best.
Well, because I feel like people are usually looking the same when they're watching it. And it's just, I like the variety of someone who's not always like polished, where you give me polished, but then you give me random. And it just, I don't know. But I like both of your personalities and the way you all cover things and like your POVs on things. So it's always just fun regardless. But Robert, you need to do a video the next time you can't sleep where you just roll over and you don't give us the shirt. and you don't give us,
And
you
I
give
mean,
us the
like,
ring
really,
light.
and like sometimes I really be thinking of like random stuff, and I'm like, okay, like I might post a 15 second. Cause y'all, when I tell y'all my mind be so crazy, like I said this to my friend today. Like I said, I cannot stand when people see you in public and they act like they don't know you. And like when they actively pass you, like I saw this girl like I used to like, I would say talk to. It's a maybe like I talked to a little
Did
bit.
you see Abby?
Not no,
I'm
I didn't see her. She's not in good old Richmond, Kentucky. But like I saw this girl like I used to like casually talk to, right? Like we hung out like one time, and like I'm going to TJ Maxx and she walks by me and I know she saw me. Like ain't that many black people in Richmond, Kentucky, and I know she's seeing me, and I'm like she walked past me and I'm like she ain't gonna say nothing. And when I tell you I waved her down and I was about to yell her name like you're going to see me, I was like, and she waved back because I honestly, like, I was 2 seconds from yelling her name.
Could she have forgotten your name and she didn't want to be awkward?
No, she watched my story the other week. She knows who I am.
Wait, I have the perfect question to end the discussion.
Okay.
You can't pick Abby, Robert. If you had to
Savannah,
one person from the perfect match to date, Aisha,
Savannah,
Robert, a woman, who would it be?
Savannah. She just seems like she got a good personality. She seems a little feisty, and I ain't gonna like. I like her how she was a little petty with Francesca. Like she was intentionally doing stuff that was a little petty. I enjoyed that. Like, yeah.
I would pick. Okay, this is gonna throw you off. So I have two picks. I know that's not the answer. My first initial pick would be Will because like he aesthetically, I like thick, and I'm not gonna like I could just look at him. But I would either pick Will or I'd pick Abby. I'd be like, okay. I'd pick one of them because I'm so emotional, and Abby's so emotional that I'm like, oh, I think I would just like being around you. But aesthetics, Will could waste my time and play with me. Like he's like if I hadn't been in therapy, it would be Will.
Okay.
Okay. What about you? Like you can't let us hang.
Like I'm really thinking about it. Like I'm really trying to think about it, and it's like I'm coming up with nothing. If I like had to pick somebody just based on looks only, nothing else, because I actually heard he's racist, would be Mitch.
Mitchell's racist?
Apparently, there's like some tea going on around here, around like some homosexual allegations, and Anthony Gillett posted a video on it, and apparently, like he had like a Confederate flag up it. Like there's some tea going around about that.
Oh wow!
You know who I would have paired you with, Ricky? I would have put you with Nick. No, okay. Let me explain why. I think Nick has the personality to actually keep you engaged and take a joke and be witty, and he's intelligent, and he's not like some of the guys are stupid. Like I think he's actually fun enough and can hang enough to like hang with you.
Okay. I
see it.
You know what? And so I actually I went on a date. I'm not gonna say dated a guy that like looks like Will, but just like not as big. You know, he's just like he had the hair. He looked like Thor. I did.
Waste our time with Will. And I need to go watch the mole episode because apparently was he like horrible in that show to win?
I don't know. I did not hear anything about Will because honestly, and I'm gonna have to go back because when I first posted about this show, I did not know a lot of these people because a lot of people were like, oh, these people. So I'm going to have to go back and see like who people actually like before the show. So I just know like kind of who it is.
Somebody said they would pick Dom as long as he doesn't wear that cutoff tank top. But you know what? Like Dom, to me, like I know, and you tell me how you feel about this, Aisha. Like some women don't mind like a man that like wears dresses and skirts and stuff like that, like which very fashion forward, super cool. I personally don't like it. Like I can't. I like we're going to dinner and we got the same outfit on. Like I can't.
He just for me, it was more like his nips were out, and it wasn't like a masculine, like feminine thing with the clothing. It was more so I just didn't aesthetically like it. But I was just like, dude, you cry too much. I'm a Cancer. I'm crying. We can't both be crybabies. I'm just like, one of us has to like pull this. I need an earth sign. I need a Capricorn.
Yeah, and Dom, I think Dom's attracted to Black women at all. I mean, that's
he would have hit me with the strong queen. as I left the house because no one picked me, he'd be like, "No, you're worth, queen."
I think you did me with it too.
Ricky, what's your astrology sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay.
All my favorite people are Virgos, Taurus, Capricorn. Obviously, I love a Cancer. So I'm a Cancer too. And I'm a Leo rising, so that's how I present a lot of times. People can see that, but what's your sign, Robert?
I'm a Capricorn.
Ah.
Yes. Like I'm like the end of January.
This all makes sense, huh?
Yeah. And like I would say, I also enjoy Ines because of her accent. I love a French accent, y'all. Like I love a French accent.
You should watch Real Girlfriends of Paris on Bravo. That's a show I really like. It's only been one season. I think it'll get better.
Cause somebody like I saw it and I saw the ratings were really bad because like I look at I don't know if y'all, it's a page called Reality Deets on Instagram and they like post the ratings every week of like, you know, the show like 1 day or 2 days after, so I always go to see. And I saw like I was like the comments were like the thing was very low, but like I see like I think there was a fight that happened and like they said like I think it was like something happened and somebody threw something. And
but that wasn't much. That was like, you should watch it because it's like it gives the vibe of early Housewives when they don't know what it's going to turn into, so no one is faking it yet. A little bit, but not much. It's not bad. Someone said Inez was hot. I was like, I really like Inez because she's like smart. She was like intellectually stimulating.
I love that. She one of those people like I feel like I could go to an art museum with and she would actively like tell me like this, like she could describe the piece to me if y'all know what I mean. Like, you know, we could go see the Mona Lisa together. Like, and
we need to just go link up in LA and like meet up and just hang out and be like, where can we go hang out with folks?
Like
we need to do an LA link up.
Hello, I'm already here.
I know. We need to do something and it'll be so much fun. And then we can like, we're going to plan something, y'all. It will be an actual time.
And like when we do that, we're going to do an in-person live with all three of us. And that's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
This has been so nice.
But y'all, I'm so happy. But yeah, I'll probably I'll probably do a little post and like ask like what we should talk about. Like we're gonna just do a topic talk, and just talk about some topics. Like hell, we might talk about dating. We might talk about just life in general.
We can pull the highlights from the DMs of what. I mean, I'm definitely Googling a picture of Zay's new teeth. I didn't know that I needed to see that
on TikTok. Like he's all on TikTok. You know. He got him out, girl.
Are they bad?
I don't think so. What did you say?
Do they look good or bad?
They look like, if I had to rate them from 1 to 10, I would give them like a 5. Like they need to be a little bit smaller. They need to be a little bit smaller. He needs to go back and like maybe get them shaved down. They do, like his other teeth were like a little spacey and distracting. So I like them better than the old ones, but they're too big. And honestly, I don't think Zay's a bad looking guy.
Yeah,
my friends love him
and has no personality, but he is on.
They love him.
They love Zay. I have a friend, like, shout out to Bree. She loves Zay. And I was like, oh, like, I'm like, yo, man. I texted her. I was like, yo, man is on live the other day. And like, my friends in the group, because I have another group of like people that I went to college with, and we talk about shows too. We call it The Collective, and like we'll always talk about it, and they'd be like, yeah, I can't. So my friend Kyle was like, yeah, I can't do The Gap, and she was like, oh, it got fixed. But
like one gap. I don't mean to be shady.
Yeah.
But you know, in between each two. But he is on TikTok, like talk about that some of the women in the house that like curved on him is talking about daddy this and daddy that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow him on TikTok because I didn't follow him before, and I've seen him on Dom's like videos. But he has personality. I liked him on The Ultimatum, but I thought that I thought as a producer it was almost cruel to put him on TV because he's so he really had a lot of trauma and needs like actual care and love, and I just thought that it wasn't. I don't know. I just want someone to like pour into him in like a real way and not make him a clown for TV.
Yeah.
As far as did we speak on Francesca, we spoke on her a little bit. here and
Yeah,
there.
like 2 hours ago.
But yeah, like we never really we didn't like we didn't do any in-depth conversations about her
Do you
because
want to end on just like a quick round robin on Francesca? That can be our closing.
what are you saying? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What are we saying?
Do you want to do like a quick round robin and end on Francesca?
We can. Y'all go ahead. Y'all can start.
Okay, so first, so I'll just start by saying Francesca, like, commented on one of my videos because I said that she had no ass and she was skinny, but whatever. Because she doesn't. But okay, so what I will say about Francesca is I think she's a cute girl. I think that Netflix pushed her way too much on us, and I was just like really confused by it. They did it in her season of Too Hot to Handle, and I was confused by it then. I think she was like specifically trying to be a villain and trying to be a messy bitch, and I think she wanted us all to hate her. So I think she did a good job at it, and I think if we learned anything about Francesca, it was like that she pulls tampon strings out with her teeth. She's had a million threesomes. She can't have one dick for the rest of her life. And she licks booty holes. So, yeah. And her twerk was weak as fuck.
So I'm a +1, everything Ricky said. But also, I learned from this live today that she promoted her own swimsuit line. So I do like that she gets what she's there for. I think that her being strategic and trying to come into the show being a likable villain, those are her words, was one thing. I had a problem with the producers showing favoritism to her because that was what the problem was for me. I just thought that everyone was hyping her up, and I don't know her from any of her other shows. I only know her from being on Love is Blind a little bit. And I just didn't get what the hype was about, and not in a way to tear her down. But for me, I'm just like, I like body. I like I just like actual body. So for me, like, she wasn't giving anything but like skinny with long extensions. And I just wasn't understanding why everybody was just like falling over themselves. Because when I think about the beauty that like a Kylie Jenner is, because I've seen people compare her to Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner is chasing like a black standard of beauty. So even that is off. So anyway, my thoughts on Francesca is I like her more after the show because I find her in interviews to be an authentic person and to get it and to be fun and relatable. But on the show, I didn't like her. I think she should have came in and been herself and not came in trying to be a character. Because I think when you try, the producers are going to fuck with that anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm going to piggyback off that to wrap it up. Because I honestly, and like, because you can honestly tell they were really trying to make her the it girl. Because like, when they had the first initial meeting, everybody's like, oh, like, I see Francesca there. And she's obviously so beautiful. Like, I'm going to really try to talk to her, the whole thing. And then I really think they focused a lot on her and Dom's relationship.
Yeah.
And, because like, I'm going to be honest with you. If y'all remember the kiss, they really didn't, they really didn't show Anne Sophie kiss like anybody. So it was like mostly kind of focused on them. And I feel like, they were trying to make it because like Anne Sophie and Savannah did videos on like how a lot of the stuff that happened was cut off. And I just feel like, they didn't give everybody a fair opportunity to, kind of show what was going on. And for it to be an hour and a half, there was plenty of time for everybody to like, show. And like the games are kind of icky. So like, I mean, they had plenty of opportunity. But like, I honestly didn't like her because like, I just didn't like her in the way of like, I didn't like how she kind of played with everybody in that way. Like, I thought it was, for example, like I didn't like how once her and Dom were not together, she was just like, I don't know why Dom is still here. I wish she would go home in like this kind of selfish manner. And then she was just like things like that. Oh, I don't want, like when she told Damien, like, don't talk to Savannah, like, it, only for her to be like, oh, you only want me for my looks. So like stuff like that kind of pissed me off is because it's just because like you're not happy to a certain degree, like doesn't mean somebody else can't be happy to a certain degree. And that's what kind of like irritated me about her because like I feel like she brings nothing else. Like she's very selfless and like I feel like her personality is very like whack. And I just didn't like the way she did anybody because she did 3 people like that on the TV show to me personally. But I just felt like the way she was so protective over Dom and then for her just to go to Damien date real quick and to kiss him and just forget
the next
very
day.
quickly. Was like very shady to me. Like I just didn't understand it, and I just feel like if you're gonna play strategic with everybody, just don't play with one person. But that's just my spiel.
Savannah did eat her up when Savannah just was sitting there like, why are you so bothered? And what do you do? I just was like, I like Savannah on The Circle, so I came into this show liking Savannah. And I didn't know who Francesca was.
I feel like, you know, that I love that petty stuff. Like, oh, like she like when she was like, because my thing, and I also hated this on the show. Like, I really had to bring up points. I had everybody was like, when Ines was like talking to Dom, and then Georgia was crying, like, oh, I thought we were friends, baby. This is not like, I don't think it was about friendship. Like, it's about finding a perfect match, and like they were taking stuff so personal, and like when Francesca like was talking to Savannah, she was making it seem like, oh, you're my friend, like why would you do that? Like Savannah there just like you are. Like Dom might be her perfect match, and I feel like something probably would have developed if she was still there when Damien got there. Like I feel like Savannah and Dom like probably would, if they were still there, they probably would have been the one to connect before him and Georgia. But yeah, that's kind of just my spiel. All right, y'all. We are going to wrap it up and call it a night, y'all. I can't wait. Like as soon as we get another time to really like talk about a topic, we're gonna let y'all know, because y'all know we gonna talk for hours and hours. Words to money long. But yeah, I appreciate everybody, and y'all have a good evening. I will talk to y'all.
Good night.
I'll talk to y'all later because I will be talking to y'all. But everybody else, have a good night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.